Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm Dan, and in today's video, I'll be showing you how to create, design, and build a profitable Shopify dropshipping store from scratch for complete beginners. Now, if you just found out about dropshipping, that's awesome. It's an amazing business model, especially if you are just starting out with online business and with e-commerce. And if you've been wanting to build your own Shopify store and start an online passive income business, this video is the perfect video for you. Because in this video, I'm going to be giving you information that is literally in courses that cost $3,000, $4,000, and I'm going to give it to you all for free. So this video is designed to be a complete A to Z, 0 to 100, entire step-by-step tutorial, including how to design your store, as well as running Facebook ads, running Instagram ads, the best sources of traffic. Now, I've also been getting asked a lot to do this particular video lately because there's a lot of videos out there, and there's some really great videos too, but the thing is that they're all old. They're all from 2017, 2018. I've been in e-commerce for a few years now, and trust me, since I started, things have changed a lot. Things change every single day, every single month, and that's why I'm happy to be presenting this video to you today and making this video, because it's fully up to date and it has the best strategy to succeed the fastest possible way, so you can go quit your 9-to-5 job forever and replace it with a profitable online business with Shopify dropshipping. Now, I'm also tired of other YouTubers showing you how to build dropshipping stores using just Oberlo and AliExpress, copying products from AliExpress and using an app called Oberlo just to paste it on a store. Now, this may have worked in 2017, early 2018. Trust me, this doesn't work anymore. I tried it myself when I first got into dropshipping, and let me tell you, it's just the short-term way of doing things. If you want to truly have success in your life, the only way to do it is by focusing on the long term. And this video is going to be showing you how to actually build a long-term business with Shopify where it's going to be putting money in your pocket every single month for years to come, and something that you'll have as an asset that you can later on maybe pass down to your kids or sell later, for an actual price, like millions of dollars if you scale it up to that. I'm going to be showing you my strategy that I personally developed and that I personally use on my stores, and stores that I've taken to 8 figures per year, which is $10 million per year, which is fully possible. This isn't something crazy in e-commerce, especially when you're selling something at $50 or $100 per unit. You can see that it doesn't take all that many units to actually get to those numbers. So this is called branded dropshipping, and branded dropshipping, I believe, is the future. And trust me, I've done millions of dollars in online sales. Branded dropshipping is the future because you're actually building a brand. You're taking a product and you're building an actual brand out of it with complementary products. If you look at any successful e-commerce store out there, it's a branded store, right? And they probably started off as dropshipping. And so, with dropshipping, if you're not really too familiar about what exactly the business model is, it's really amazing for a beginner, for someone starting out, because there's literally no risk. When you're starting out, the only things you have to pay for is, the Shopify plan. So it's like first 14 days, you get a free trial. Then it's like, about $29 a month. And then you might have to pay for the domain name. Okay, that's $20, $30. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not really much else that you have to pay for with dropshipping. And the beautiful part about dropshipping is that you don't take any inventory risk that you're taking with something like Amazon or something else, right? So at the beginning with dropshipping, you can truly test out if a product is good. You can build a branded dropshipping store, and you don't even have to order any units. You don't have to order 100 or 1,000 units, right? There's a lot of suppliers out there that will dropship for you with a logo, and they'll do it very well. They'll do it with good packaging, with good branding design that you'll create, and I'll show you how to do that as well. And so that way you're not taking any risk on inventory, and when you're actually going to get customers on your store to pay for your product, then and only then you will send the money and pay your supplier. And let's say if someone pays you $50 on your store and you pay for the product $10 to your supplier, then you pocket the difference between, so it's $40 minus your ad cost. So let's say for ads, you spent $10 to acquire the customer, so $30 is your profit. And so that's why dropshipping is amazing, especially when you're starting out. Now in this video, it's going to be a complete tutorial, and I'm going to make it so you can skip to each part individually. I'm going to put a timestamp below in the description of every single different part. We're going to go over how to choose the right products. We're going to go over how to create and design your store, the themes, the apps, all the technical stuff, installing your Pixel, Google Analytics, your payment methods, your shipping zones. We're also going to go over email marketing, and as well, I'll also show you Oberlo, even though I'm personally not a fan, but I'll also show you how to use that as well if you just want to kind of start simple. And also Facebook ads. We're going to go over Facebook ads, and I've spent over $1 million on Facebook ads within the past year alone, and that's across all my online businesses. So trust me, I know a thing or two about Facebook ads, and we're going to go deep into Facebook ads. I'm super excited about that. We're also going to talk about Instagram ads, influencers, and some final tips for Shopify success. So by the end of this video, if you don't have a functional Shopify store with a good product, with something that is actually solving problems for people in a target market and a real brand, then you might have not followed it properly, and I recommend you rewatch it because there's going to be a lot of information here. So before we begin, I want to answer some common questions that you might have before starting dropshipping. So number one would be, and this is a very common question, can I do this from anywhere in the world? And yes, you can. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. And that's what's so amazing. Like today, there are so many opportunities for people out there to change their lives with online business, with dropshipping, and with e-commerce. Right now, we're undergoing the craziest transformation in history, and e-commerce will be huge. It's going to be 100 times bigger than what it is now. So that's why I'm so happy that you're here watching this video with me today, and you're learning the right information for you to set yourself up for success. So yes, you can. That's the answer to that question. And now number two, how much money do I need to start? You can start with as little as $200 to $300. If you have like literally $50 to $100, then that might be too low. But if you have $200 to $300, or at least have access to that, then that's enough money for you to start. The great part about dropshipping is that you really don't need a lot of money because you don't have to order a lot of units up front. So that's why if you have only a few $100s, then that's enough for you to actually get your store up and running. And that's the most important part. The most important part is taking action. If you can start taking action today, you'll see that your circumstances today will line up in a way where you will succeed. Most people, they don't take any action, and that's exactly why they fail, because they don't even try. So if you try and you actually follow every single step that I'm talking about in this video, then the chances of you succeeding are very, very high. So if you have about $200 to $300, that's enough. If you have 500 or more, let's say 500 to 1,000, that's even better, because then you can start running Facebook ads. At that budget, you can really make your store take off much faster. And Facebook ads, including Google ads and Instagram ads, which I'm going to cover as well, that is literally the key to making your store grow like crazy. Make your store grow like a wildfire. And so I'm going to talk about that as well. And now question number three, and this is a common question too that you might be asking, like, wait a second, Dan, can't my customers just go on AliExpress and buy my product themselves? And the answer is yes, they can, but they won't. There's a reason why there's so many successful brands out there. All the products are made in China. They all can be found on AliExpress, but people still want to buy the product in stores or online on their online stores, not from AliExpress. Why? Because people want quality, and quality only comes if you build a brand. And that's why branded dropshipping is the way to go. It is the true way to win on Shopify. And that is exactly the strategy that Movement Watches, which is a dropshipping watch store. They actually just started off as just a store dropshipping watches, cool watches that they found off AliExpress. They sold for over $100 million to Movado Watches, to a big company. So the owner, imagine just from creating a dropshipping store today, a few years later, you go, you sell, and you walk out with a $100 million check, right? So obviously these skills are amazing to learn right now in today's changing world and in the boom of e-commerce. All right, so now let's talk about how to find the perfect product for you to start your dropshipping store. And this is the criteria that I highly recommend you go by. Number one, your product must have a wow factor. And I'm going to go into the best product research techniques. There actually is one technique that is so much better than everything else, and I actually only use two. And just from these two techniques that I'm going to show you, I found products that have personally made me hundreds of thousands of dollars per month in sales. So, it doesn't have to be complicated, and I don't like to overcomplicate this stuff. It's not hard to make money. It really isn't. It's just a simple step-by-step process. You just have to follow something that is already working for someone. And in this case, it's clearly working for me and for many other sellers out there. So number one, wow factor. Number two, the product must be high quality. It must have a great quality and or a great new design or something like that. Because if you find the product on AliExpress or Alibaba, let's say, and we're going to talk about finding products on Alibaba, that is literally my hidden secret. If you can find the product on there, but the quality isn't great, then you'll see that your store is going to be always hindered. It's always going to be basically, not as good as it can be because your product just isn't that great. So the number one thing is to have and find a great product. The better your product is, the better the quality is, then the better you're setting yourself up for faster and more success from the very beginning. Number three, you must be able to actually find the product on AliExpress or Alibaba. Now, AliExpress and Alibaba are two different websites. AliExpress is basically what the most common dropshipping website. It's like the website that all the YouTubers out there were teaching to go and just copy and paste products from there. And because of that, it's become the most competitive website, and it's filled with middlemen. It's filled with not even factories, just with people in China who know the system, who play the system, and who take advantage of the fact that there are so many people who want to start dropshipping and they're following outdated information. So they're getting crazy expensive prices and extremely unreliable shipping. And so it's just a broken system. It doesn't work. And I have a video on this on my channel somewhere as well, talking about why you shouldn't use AliExpress. But your product must be found on AliExpress or Alibaba. Alibaba. I prefer using Alibaba because actually before starting with dropshipping, I was selling successfully on Amazon and still am today. And dropshipping was kind of like an extended branch of that. And I wanted to get into that because obviously you want to master both, both areas of e-commerce, dropshipping and private labeling on Amazon. And so I figured out that Alibaba, I thought to myself, hey, wait a second. There are suppliers on AliExpress and Alibaba. They're probably not that different. They're probably the same suppliers, except they're just charging more money on AliExpress. What if I go and I send out, my supplier template on Alibaba to the suppliers, and I basically just ask them a couple of dropshipping related questions like, hey, can you dropship this for me? And can you put a logo on this? And et cetera, et cetera. And it worked great. And most of my successful products with dropshipping have come from Alibaba suppliers. And the suppliers on there are just so much better because they're used to, professional relationships. They're used to huge numbers. So that's why they really want to make something work with you, even if you're someone who's starting out. And the last and final point here that you need to find a great product is a passionate niche or target market. It's always better if your product really is in a passionate niche or target market, because if not, I've had products that were really, really broad and they worked incredibly well. However, if your product is in a passionate niche, for example, like camping, hiking, or fishing, or beauty, or, let's say sustainable beauty or something like that, right? Or veganism, I don't know, right? Something about food, right? So obviously people are very passionate about that. And, the more you can niche down, the better. But you also don't want to really niche down too much because then you're not going to have as many people that would be interested in your product. To be honest with you, I would either go with something that's super broad, a product that can be used by many, many people out there, or something that is in a more passionate niche, something that is more niched down. And that way it's just easier to target on Facebook. Now, before we begin and actually get into product research, you will also need a Shopify subscription. And I have a 14-day free trial. There's going to be a link below in the description. So make sure that you sign up for that right now before we begin this video, because to follow with the rest of this video with the entire guide, you will need to have a subscription with Shopify, and it's free. You can cancel it, within 14 days if your store doesn't work or if you don't like it or whatever, right? Obviously, I recommend you push through and you persist, because success has all to do with persistence. So the link is down below. Make sure you pause this video, get it right now, and come back. And so right before we get to the first product research technique that I'm going to show you, I want to talk about the list of the best niches for dropshipping. And there are so many niches. There aren't any particular niches that are way better than others. However, this list right here, so for example, luxury accessories, that's an amazing one. And I personally made over $1 million in sales with luxury accessories. Camping, hiking, and survival is also fantastic. Gardening as well. You can find products for any of these. And, you don't have to find something that you're passionate about, right? That's a huge misconception. Just find something that works. Find something where you can see that the product fits the criteria that we talked about, has a wow factor, has a great quality coming out of the factory in China, and it can be found on Alibaba or AliExpress. And also, has a passionate niche, has people in the niche that are really passionate about their products and are willing to spend money for them. So that's why camping, hiking, survival is also great. However, that's more seasonal. So, for sure, those products sell more in the summer as opposed to the winter. However, in the winter, I'm sure you can find another niche as well. For example, the opposite of that would be like snow sports, right? That's also a great niche, and China has a lot of products for snow sports as well. Another one would be eco-friendly products. That's been a huge trend lately, and trends work really well with Shopify and with dropshipping. Some other great ones are sports, so like golf, tennis, football, and soccer. So you wouldn't directly be selling maybe like soccer balls, but you could be selling, stuff that's like accessories, right? Accessories for golf, accessories for tennis, things like revolutionary products that can be found in China that can make, for example, the golf swing better, right? Or that can make your performance in tennis better, right? So there's so many opportunities. Cooking and kitchen, that's huge. And trust me, people are willing to spend a lot of money just in that niche alone. Outdoor patio, lawn, and garden. People always want their houses to look great, their lawns to look great. And so they're very passionate about that. So that's also great too. And beauty, huge, right? And there's so many angles you can come at this. Sustainable beauty, right? So products that are eco-friendly, or, for example, luxury beauty. There's a lot of different ways you can go about that. Jewelry as well is huge. And you might be thinking, well, what about high-end jewelry like Cartier and all these other brands? You obviously can't compete with them. And let me tell you, maybe you won't be able to compete with Cartier or super, super expensive brands, but you definitely can get into the luxury jewelry niche. Trust me, a lot of these watches that cost thousands of dollars, for example, they're all made in China, and you can all find them for $50 to $100, right? That's just how the world works. If you look at the world, 99% of things come out of China. So that's just the reality of it. And you can cash in on this right now. now if you follow this video. Now, clothing is also great. However, I wouldn't recommend just having a general clothing store because that's obviously, very competitive, and like you have to have a very, very clear niche in clothing. So for example, maybe clothing for, oversized people. That's obviously huge. And that's alone like fantastic niche for dropshipping. Or clothing that's eco-friendly. Maybe that's clothing that's made with sustainable materials, something like that. Also automotive and car accessories. That's obviously fantastic as well. All right, so now let's get into our very first product research technique, and this one is truly the best one out there. Now, there are a lot of YouTubers that talk about getting all these special kinds of tools, getting like 20 different tools that cost, a lot of money, and for someone who's starting out, that's obviously very difficult because you're on a limited budget. Most people nowadays who are starting, they're on a limited budget because, they got their 9-to-5 job and they're probably paying bills, and so they only got some extra cash maybe to put aside to start their online business. So I totally understand, and that's why in this video, I'm going to show you my favorite product research technique that doesn't involve actually, having 20 different tools. Now, it might be surprising, but one of the best ways I've found to actually find profitable dropshipping products is just to go on social media, like on Facebook, and scroll down on the feed. And I mean, I'm telling you, like I found a lot of amazing products. For example, right here, we can see it's some kind of a watch store. And on first glance, you might think, okay, well, it looks like a nice watch, probably not drop shipping. It doesn't look cheap. It looks high quality. And literally, look, it's just an ad of them showing the watch. There's not really any brand, it looks like. If we go on their store, you can very easily tell that it is a Shopify store. So we can see, okay, boom. They're selling for $393 Canadian, $367, so not cheap. If we scroll down, we can see this is Shopify. We can even see the Shopify logo at the very bottom. And this is just the Shopify store. As you can see, they're drop shipping these watches, and I mean, this isn't even the brand that their store is. So it looks like they're not even going and following my branded dropshipping method. And so there you go. Boom. That's a watch right there. If we go on Alibaba and we try finding this watch, we would just go type in luxury watch, maybe leather wristband. So if we go here, luxury watch, leather wrist. Let's try to find it. Okay, you can see watches here for $5 to $15, right? This one right here is $20 to $27, similar to what we found, right? There are so many watches on here. And for someone who has an eye for style, this could be a great opportunity as well. People might think watches are incredibly competitive, but this store alone, and we use an app called Alexa Traffic Rank. It's actually for free. You go and type in on Google Alexa Site Rank, Google Chrome extension. It's a free app that you can install that tells you how much money a dropshipping store is making. But it doesn't tell you that in dollars. It tells you that in Traffic Rank. So I'm going to show you how to interpret that right now. So right here, just click Install in Chrome. There's also going to be a link in the description below for this app, as well as any other free apps that I recommend in this video. So if we go back on the store here, Alexa Site Rank, I have so many of them here. There you go. Right, so there are 214,000 traffic rank in the US and 435,000 worldwide. And what this means is that Alexa, it's actually by Amazon. Obviously, you've heard of Alexa, like the talking robot thing that you put in your house. But Alexa is just like a cloud tool in Amazon, and it goes and it scans and ranks every single website based on the amount of traffic going. And what traffic is, it's basically the amount of people that are visiting the website every day. So for a rank of 214,000, 215,000, that is very high or pretty high in the US. I mean, there are so many websites out there. So this website is a 214,000th or 215,000th almost website with the most amount of visits in the US and 435,000th worldwide. So we can basically tell not exactly how much money they're making, but we can know for sure that they are actually making money. Now, another way of checking to see if they're actually profitable and making money, if we go on facebook.com/ad/library, this is a fantastic tool, and it can tell you exactly, it can show you all the ads that the store that you're looking at is running. And that way you can tell whether they're actually making money, or if they're not running any ads, then they're not making money and they've kind of shut down their operations. So let's go check this out. Make sure to go on the top right first and click all. That way you can see all the ads that they're running, or else it's just going to show you, for example, if you're in Brazil, it's only going to show you the ads in Brazil. So make sure you click on all, and then you're going to go and type in the store name. So Tufina watches, 354,000 likes. So obviously they're really huge. It looks like, right? So boom, they're running ads, and you can see the exact ads that they're running. If you click play, handmade in Germany since 1828. I mean, basically these companies can put anything they want on these like on these actual ads. But, obviously you want to tell the truth. But anyway, yours doesn't have to be handmade in Germany. You can say designed in Germany. You can say designed in California, made in China, whatever it is. Obviously, you're not going to promote that part of it. But yeah, like you can see the exact ads that they're running, and means they're making money. So that's why just scrolling through Facebook, I found a ton of amazing product ideas. So if you go through here, you'll see ads, and sometimes it might be a little more difficult. For example, this one is definitely a dropshipping store, and it's a branded dropshipping store. So you can see no one is talking about this on YouTube, but this is the way to go. This is the future. And you can see that if we go on their website, they're promoting some kind of a smart air conditioning thing, right? So this looks like a nice website, but I'm sure that it's actually, this might not be Shopify, but anyway, you can recreate the same thing in Shopify, and you can find the exact same thing on Alibaba. Everything can be found there nowadays. It looks like a smart air conditioning controller or something like that, but you can definitely find it on Alibaba, and you can repeat the same process to check to see if they're making money. So Alexa site rank, 76,000 in the US, so obviously very popular. Now, to make this process faster, you can install a Chrome extension called Turbo Ad Finder, and sometimes this one isn't available on Chrome. For some reason, it kind of goes on and off, but right now it's available, so there's gonna be a link down below as well. And what this does is, if we turn on this Turbo Ad Finder, it actually goes and only shows us ads. So most people block the ads, but for us dropshippers, it's amazing because it just shows us all of the ads. So right here, boom. This is a dropshipping store, and this is a branded store. So they've actually moved on from dropshipping, and they moved over to the branded dropshipping approach and branded private labeling, which is the next step that you're going to go to after you have a profitable store running. So right here, we can see this is their ad. We can click on their store. So Snow Teeth Whitening, this is one of the biggest Shopify stores out there, and it definitely runs on Shopify. If we scroll down, we can see that it is Shopify. And to also basically find out if it's Shopify, you right-click, view page source, and then you can go and Command F or Control F, type in Shopify, boom. If it even says Shopify, you can see that it is running on Shopify. So anything is possible. Look at this beautiful store. Someone literally, made this, and you can do it too. Like there's nothing, I'm telling you, there's not much difference between the person who started this and yourself. Like we all started in the same shoes, and we all started just learning basically from the information that we had. And right now you have this, which I'm very, very happy you do. So if we go to Turbo Ad Finder here, we want to make sure that it's actually working. I'm not sure if it's actually blocking or only showing us ads here. Let's try again. Maybe we have to restart our Chrome. All right, so there you go. So it's definitely showing us more ads. Sometimes the script doesn't work fully, but right here, Supreme Selfie Stick, right? Another branded dropshipping store. I'm surprised no one's talking about this online. It's crazy. There are so many opportunities. So right here, very, very simple store. Some kind of a selfie stick, I guess, that wraps around. Amazing idea. People are obsessed with selfie sticks. And if we scroll down, we can see it's Shopify. This is a common app that we're going to talk about as well. So boom, right? So another Shopify store, another amazing idea. Now, the next best product research technique that I want to show you is using a tool called Ecom Hunt. Now, like I said, I don't like promoting a lot of tools, but this tool has actually helped me with my own business. I've found multiple products with this tool, and this one, out of all of them out there, is the best one that I found. So it's only like $20 or $30 a month. There's going to be a link down below, and basically how it works is it's a curated list of products every single day, and you can go on it and you can sort by orders, and that's what we do here. And if we sort by orders, it will basically tell you the highest ordered products. Now, this might not be the best if you just kind of sort by orders, because these are like the products that have the most amount of competition as well. But you shouldn't be afraid of competition anyway, because if you're following the brand, the dropshipping approach, then you're creating a brand that is different from everybody else. And that's the key to winning against competition. That's the key to winning above everybody else. Meanwhile, while everybody else is busy competing against each other, copying and pasting from AliExpress, you're in a whole other realm. So if we go here, category, and we choose, for example, we choose like cell phones and telecommunications. All right, let's take a look. So hand crank USB phone charger. I have no idea what this is, but the whole point is that this is giving you ideas that you wouldn't have otherwise gotten. Blue Calm, I literally just bought two pairs of blue light blocking glasses a few days ago. So this is another amazing tool. Anybody who wants to build a blue light blocking glasses store, fantastic idea as well, and also a big trend. Right here, we just saw the selfie stick. That is here, the Supreme Selfie Stick. Boom. I mean, this is it right here. And if we go here on Ecom Hunt, we can see exactly what the recommended selling price is. Although I wouldn't follow this. I would, if I were selling this, I would sell it for like $39.99 or $49.99 at least. And then right here, it shows you the average product cost. If we use my Alibaba approach, we can get this down. We don't have to pay this much money. It's actually too much, in my opinion. And here it shows you where you can find it, so AliExpress. It also shows you the CPA from Facebook ads, and this is very important as well because this basically tells you how much it's going to cost you in ads for each sale. So if it costs us between $3 and $6 for a sale, let's say $4, that means that the profit margin is about this much, right? So, and that's this is the net, sorry, right here, $16 to $13 depending on your Facebook ad cost. Here it even shows you exactly what to target for your ads, although I wouldn't recommend doing the ads this way. I have mentors that have spent over $20 million on Facebook ads, and so they've taught me differently than this, and I'm going to share with you that knowledge for free in this video. So boom, Instagram influencers, some examples as well from different parts of the world. So I would say that $20 to $30 for this is very worth it, and I would pay for this anytime I'm looking for a new product. Instead of just endlessly scrolling through Facebook, you can just go on this tool and basically have a list. So there you go. But these are the two best product research methods. You don't need anything else. So now let's talk about finding a great dropshipping supplier. Now, obviously this is so important because if you don't have a good supplier, then your products are going to suck and your store is going to suck and your customers are going to be pissed off. So we don't want that to happen. So that's why right now I'm going to show you, after years and years of speaking with hundreds, probably thousands of suppliers at this point, how to find the best supplier, the best websites for finding them. And I'm also going to share with you my personal supplier template that I use. It's called the branded dropshipping supplier template. And it's something that I wrote up based on my earlier experience with selling on Amazon. I just took a supplier template that I always use for contacting suppliers on Amazon, and I just basically adapted it to Shopify. And so I'm going to give it to you absolutely free. There's going to be a link down below. And so we're going to use that to contact our suppliers. And here's some key points to remember when we're contacting suppliers. All right. So we're going to be using either Alibaba.com or AliExpress. Now, I recommend using Alibaba, and you're always going to try to use Alibaba. Most of the products that, like if I was looking for a particular model, I actually found it on Alibaba, but I didn't find it on AliExpress. And the reason for that is just because I guess AliExpress has a bunch of gimmicky products, has a bunch of lower quality products based on my experience. So we want to make sure that the suppliers that we're contacting have millions of dollars in revenue per year. And so I'm going to show you how to look at that as well. And also we want to make sure they've been in business for at least 2 years. And we also want to contact at least 3 to 5 suppliers at a minimum, because if we only contact one, then we don't have any reference point in terms of prices. We don't have any negotiating power because we don't know, what like the accurate prices are for a particular product. And, if we're getting ripped off or if we're getting a fair deal. And also, I'm going to talk about the difference between manufacturers and traders. It's very, very important to understand the difference. Nobody really goes into this. And, trust me, it's actually going to give you a big plus to be able to contact a manufacturer instead of a trader. So this is the branded dropshipping supplier template. This is what it looks like right here. And the link is down below. You can go ahead, download it, and it's absolutely free. And you obviously want to change where I put the italic letter. So for example, hello, my name is name. Make sure to change this, or if your supplier sees this, then they're going to be like, okay, this person's not serious. And so we want to make sure that we look much bigger than we are. You don't want to tell them, hey, I'm just a dude or I'm just a girl trying to start a dropshipping business. Like, you want to kind of make it seem like you're already established. If they start asking you for your website and things like that, say it's under development or like we're redeveloping right now. And so just right here, company name, just make up a brand name. It doesn't have to be the final one that you're going to use. You can always just tell them like, hey, yeah, this is our new brand name. Trust me, it really doesn't matter. There's a language barrier anyway. So here our store specializes in selling category of products. So put in the category or the niche. And we want to emphasize that we're interested in creating a long-term business relationship with the company. Chinese suppliers are always interested in creating a long-term business relationship, because what that means is usually they're not going to drop ship, like these suppliers that we're contacting, especially on Alibaba, they're not going to start off with drop shipping with most of their orders. But for us, they actually want to start drop shipping because then later on, they know that we're going to go and start ordering inventory. So like thousands and thousands of units, and that's where they make the real money. So that's why this is perfect, because it starts us off on a good note. So here are some of the questions that we're going to ask. So do you offer blind drop shipping? What that is basically, there's nothing worse than your customer getting a product that they paid $50 for on your store. And what happens is that the product that they get has a bunch of Chinese writing on it, Chinese marketing materials, and even worse, it has the invoice that shows that you paid $3 for it. So obviously they're going to be really pissed off. So that's what's called blind drop shipping. Some of them don't know what it is, so just explain to them what it is after, when you're actually talking to them in chat. And then also bulk drop shipping is basically, tell them that, hey, like, do you offer bulk drop shipping? And what that means is we're going to be sending them an Excel sheet of our orders. It's very easy to get that from Shopify, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And you can just do that once every day or once every 2 days, and you can send them your order sheet, and that way they're going to individually fulfill every order, and it's going to go straight to your customer. You don't have to ship anything. You don't have to pack anything. So it really, really works great. And also we ask them for an MOQ if they have a minimum order quantity for any of their products as well. And very, very important is, are you able to apply my company's logo on the products? You always, always, always want to try to get your logo on the product, even if it's drop shipping. Sometimes they'll say, yeah, if you want the logo, it's gonna be a 50 minimum order quantity or 100 minimum order quantity, and that's because that's just the way that their printing system works. And so in that case, try to negotiate it down. Just say, hey, we're just doing like a test, and so that's why we can't order the MOQ right now. But if you can print the logo on the product and you can drop ship it, then we're gonna order thousands of units later. And so that way they're gonna be more willing to do it. And also, we explain how we're going to do it. So our company is going to send you an Excel spreadsheet file with each customer's information, so full name, email, address, product, and have you process each order individually. And then basically they would send us an invoice, and we pay via PayPal or wire transfer. I recommend PayPal, but if you have a trusted supplier, you've already kind of, you already have established a good relationship, wire transfer is totally fine. And then at the bottom, you put in your WhatsApp number. I highly recommend communicating with your supplier on WhatsApp because the AliExpress and Alibaba messaging platforms are extremely clunky, and honestly, it's just going to take days to negotiate a proper price where the same negotiations could have taken place via WhatsApp, and it would have taken way less time. And at the bottom, make sure to put in your company name. So this is available below this video. You can grab it for free. So now I'm going to show you on AliExpress and on Alibaba how to find, for example, this selfie stick right here. So the one that we saw, this looks like a good store. So if we go on AliExpress, let's take a look first. So I was actually searching for a scooter here before, but here if we go to selfie stick, so it'd be flexible selfie stick, hit enter. There you go, there it is. The problem with this is that although it looks good, this is way too expensive. In my opinion, this shouldn't be that expensive. You see like the wide range of prices. Most likely, this is a trader, someone who's in China and who's just sitting on their computer basically cutting deals between factories and people who are trying to start dropshipping like us, and so they're pocketing the cash. So we want to avoid that, and so that's why, you can even do by orders, but then we might not find it. So sometimes you just go to best match. And anyway, if you do find a supplier on here and you think that they're good, just click on them. All right, so this is the product page on AliExpress, and we don't want to go, basically what everybody does, they just go, they click on, like whatever, France, China, and then color, and then buy now, or they use Oberlo, which is a free app, to just copy and paste this onto their store. And we don't want to do that. We want to contact them and try to get our logo on this product, and that's what branded dropshipping is about. Trust me, there's not going to be a long-term successful store that's just going to dropship this little, gimmicky thing without a logo or without anything. It can be a great product, but only if it's backed by a solid brand. So right here, you can go up here and click Contact Now. And this is where you're going to go and copy paste the template. Make sure that you edited the names and everything like that. Don't put in the title. Don't put in template, obviously. Very, very important. So copy this and then paste it in here. And then just put in your WhatsApp number and all that kind of stuff that I talked about. Now, if you look at ePacket, ePacket is the trade agreement between China and US, although trade relations have kind of been torn apart recently due to the trade war. But don't worry, that doesn't affect us. Trust me, if it affected the world in any way, then 99% of products come out of China, so it would actually destroy not only us, but everybody else's business as well. So don't listen to all those news articles. Just focus on what's important, and that is making your first profitable online business with dropshipping, with branded dropshipping. So just to explain, ePacket is a slightly faster method of shipping from China. Instead of it taking like 4 weeks to go to the customer, it might take 2 to 3 weeks. Now with branded dropshipping, maybe we can try to ask them for DHL shipping. That way they'll ship via DHL. It will be more expensive, but it's way faster. It'll take like 3 to 5 days from China. And then eventually we move on over to branded private labeling on our store. And that is the key. That is how you build a multi-million-dollar store that will set you up for life. Now I showed you AliExpress, but the way that I like to do it is I like going on Alibaba. I have more experience with this site, and I found a lot of amazing products from here and just much better suppliers overall. And honestly, you can find such amazing suppliers on here. Like this week, I just ordered a new product, and my supplier is already asking me for links to my product page to see like if I put in the right instructions, the right explanation, because they want to make sure that I sell. Because if I sell, that means that I'm going to put in more orders with them, and they're going to make more money, and we all make more money. So that's why Alibaba is fantastic. So for this, we're going to type in flexible selfie stick, and this is what I would recommend. This is the best way for branded dropshipping. So let's see here. You really just have to dig. Sometimes the products are on one but not the other, but I am sure that you'll be able to find it here. So flexible selfie stick. So let's go. And first, I always go and do verified supplier. This is basically like a program that Alibaba vets the suppliers and has inspections and things like that and makes sure that the supplier is actually good. But just because the supplier isn't a verified supplier doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad. So right here, it looks like it's kind of harder to find this product. So if we went here, we saw, try to look at like the name too, like flexible selfie stick or monopod monkey holder, I guess. So let's see if I can find this here. All right, so it looks like I found something similar right here. So a lot of the times, if we go and actually see the supplier and we contact them, then they'll be able to, find us a better model, right? It doesn't mean that we have to buy this exact one, and that's why Alibaba is better, because you have a much higher chance of actually contacting the factory instead of just the trader who's making money off of you on AliExpress. So in this case, we can see the price. So already it's way below. It looks like it could be the same thing. It just might be presented in a different way on AliExpress. But there you go. And we would go and just hit contact supplier. And then when we hit that, we would put in our quantity. By the way, for quantity, even though we're dropshipping, put in 1,000. If you put in 1,000, trust me, a supplier who sees a $1,000 or 1,000 quantity message, they'll always want to reply to that faster than something that has only one quantity, right? So if we go here, we just copy this and then paste it in here without the title, and make sure to like change the name and the company name and things like that. And so there you go, and you just send inquiry, and then you can leave agree to share business card checked, and then hit send inquiry now, and that's it. So if we go here, we can see, by the way, also, if you look at the supplier here, 3 years in business. So remember I said minimum 2 years. If it's 1 year, it could be fine, but you would have to dig deeper. And if we actually go and click on them, this supplier is based in Shenzhen. And a lot of my suppliers are from Shenzhen. Shenzhen is a great place for electronics and phone accessories and things like that, like Bluetooth, anything like that. So here you can see how many employees they have, the year they were established, transactions. We can go to, there's usually a revenue per year. Sometimes they don't put it in here. Right here, total annual revenue is in the millions. They got pictures of their factory. Sometimes they don't use real pictures, but if they're giving you a good price, that's all that matters, right? So once we contact 3 to 5 suppliers, we get them on WhatsApp, we start negotiating with them. We see which one has the best price or which one we can negotiate the price down, and that usually tells us. It doesn't matter if they're a trader or a factory. It's just most likely that the factory will give you a better price. And so that's something that you have to be aware of. Now you're probably wondering, well, Dan, if we go and use Alibaba to find a product for the branded dropshipping method that you're talking about, then how are we going to put it on our store? And that's a great question. It's actually very simple, and I'm going to show you that right now as we move into the actual design and creating of the Shopify store. So you just go and create a sales page, and you manually just add your own pictures, add your own sales text. You don't have to use Overload to copy paste it off AliExpress or any of that. So that's how we do it. Now let's move into the next part. All right, so now let's get into actually setting up our store and the actual design of it, as well as basically putting it all together so that it looks great for our customers. So I assume by now that you've already set up your Shopify free trial, as we've discussed at the beginning of this video. If not, then just go ahead and click on the link below the video right now to go and set up your free trial. And it's going to bring you to a page that's similar to this, and you're going to want to put an email address, a password, and your store name here. Now, if you already know what your product is, as well as what your brand name is, then I recommend don't use your personal email address. You can go and temporarily set up a Gmail under your store name. So for that, we just go on gmail.com. And here I recommend clicking on Create Account, and then go and click on For Myself. and then just go ahead. We're going to be creating a Gmail here. So for first name, let's say that our store name is going to be Glowy Skin. And this is actually a store that I have the domain name. I already have the logo and everything like that. I just never set it up because I got too busy, and I've since moved on to different projects and different stores. So that's why it's perfect. And I'm going to be showing you how I would set up this store, for this video, so you can follow step by step. So in this case, for the username that we're going to put in here, we're going to put Glowy Skin. I already have like an email with this, so Glowy Skin Store, or you can put Glowy Skin Official or Glowy Skin Support at gmail.com. Now, this is only temporary because we want to have our support email look more legitimate, and I'm going to explain how to get that, how to get like an actual domain name email later on with Gmail. You can have it so it's like support@glowyskin.com or glowyskinco.com, whatever your domain name is. So just go ahead, put in your password, confirm, hit next, and once you've created your email, then go back in here and put it into the email address. So here I'm going to put in glowyskinstore@gmail.com, and for store name, I'm going to put in Glowy Skin, and let's see if that's available. That already exists, and I already actually have the store Glowy Skin Co, so that's why it already exists. But if your actual store name isn't available, then just put in Co at the end. And also, as you're doing this, I highly recommend you go and check if you can get the domain name for your store, if it's even available. So in that case, we want to go on Google Domains, or you can go on GoDaddy or Namecheap, and that's how you get the domain name for your store. That's basically like the www, glowyskin.com or whatever's in between the www and .com. So if we go to domains.google right here, search for your domain. We're going to type in glowyskin.com. All right, so here it's going to say whether it's taken or not. So this one I know is already taken, and I think that I have this domain, or maybe someone else does, but I definitely have like a Glowy Skin Co or glowyskinstore.com. So if you can, as long as you can find like a Glowy Skin Co or Glowy Skin Store, or glowyskin.co is fine as well. So in that case, then you can still use the name, and then that way we're not going to be like surprised when we're actually setting up our store. We want to buy our domain, and we can't even buy a suitable domain. And if you don't buy a domain, then it's not going to be professional, and your store link is going to be like, for example, glowyskin.myshopify.com. So then just hit start free trial once you've already checked this stuff. You've created your temporary support email that you're going to use for your customers, and just start free trial. So now we're going to get to this part right here, and it's going to say success, your store is ready to go. And so now it's going to say, tell us a little bit about yourself. So I'm going to walk you through step by step what to say here. So for are you already selling? You can just put I'm selling, just not online, or you can put I am not selling products yet. And then do you have something to sell? And say, yes, I have a product. I'll be ready to launch soon. Current revenue, you can put like up to 5,000, or I'm just getting started. It doesn't really matter. If you put the higher numbers here, then you're going to get a call from a Shopify specialist, and they're going to basically try to sell you on their enterprise plan. So that's why it's better to just put like 5,000 or 0. And then click next. You can also skip it if you want. And here you want to add an address so you can get paid. So this is like your default business address. So just put in the address either of your house where you live or of your registered business. If you already have an LLC or a corporation, then just put the address of that business. If you don't have that, you don't necessarily need that to start. However, I recommend getting that set up in your home country, so wherever you are. For example, if you're in Canada, then get a corporation. If you are in the United States, get an LLC. Some of the best states to do that are Nevada, Delaware, Wyoming, Florida. You have to look at each individual state because they all have their own benefits. So there you go. Those are typically the states, by the way, with like the lowest taxes. So if you don't have an LLC yet, that's fine. You can start as a sole proprietorship, but definitely as soon as you're making money, you want to make sure you get an LLC. It's not that expensive. It's a few $100s, and it will save you a lot of money in taxes and a lot of headache. So just go ahead, put your first name, last name, and your address, and then put your phone number and then your domain if you already have a domain. If not, then you can just leave it blank, because we're going to be covering buying a domain later on in this video. And then click enter my store. All right, so now we're in our new Shopify store, and this is called the dashboard. So this is what it will look like. Once you start making sales, you'll see that there's going to be a lot of new things that pop up, like how much money you're making, and you can do a breakdown of every single day, every single month, and you can see things like your conversion rate and all that kind of stuff. So for now, it's pretty basic. We don't have a lot of stuff here, and it's telling you to add a product, add a theme, add a domain. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a theme. Now, there are free themes and there are paid themes, and I'm going to explain the difference between the two Obviously, other than the fact that you have to pay for the paid theme, I'm going to show you amazing free themes that you can use. I've personally used free themes and I've made millions of dollars with just free themes. So it's not like you absolutely need a paid theme. It all depends on what kind of look you want for your store. And if you really want to kind of go away from the generic Shopify look, then I recommend doing a paid theme. They're not even that expensive. I'll show you some great ones that I found that I personally use, and they're about $100 to $200 that you pay once. So now click on Online Store and then Themes, and then scroll down and click on Shopify Theme Store, visit Theme Store. And so here is where you can get all the themes that you need. So if we go to collections, we go to, for example, minimalist style. Let's take a look at what they have. So they have a lot of amazing free ones here. So like Pop and Boundless, these are newer ones. And then Debut, I've actually used Debut. I'm going to open up the good free themes. And for the purpose of this video, I'm actually going to be designing the store with a free theme, just so that you can follow along in case you don't want to pay or you're on a tight budget. Because like I said, they're great. Like, you don't need anything special. Now, here is an example of a great paid theme, and this one's called Launch. And I already bought this one here. This one's $180. The best part about this theme is that there's multiple styles included. So it's not just one. So you can see like cool, fresh, bold. So in our case, we're going to be building a hair removal store. So Glowy Skin is actually, I'm going to show you the product here. This is the product. So it's a hair removal handset. And this is just for this video. Like I said, I am not pursuing this product anymore, but this is it. So this is what the product looks like. It's an advanced laser hair removal device. And we found it on Alibaba. If we go on Alibaba, you can just clearly see that it's there. If we go here, if we type in hair removal IPL device or laser, then you'll be able to find it. I just want to show you that it's available here on Alibaba. Sometimes you just have to scroll through. So like right here, this is a similar one. I guess that's a copy. That's a copy. It's actually really fast. It's funny how fast Chinese suppliers make copies of products, which is a good thing because that means you can always find a better quality version. So there you go. It's actually this one right here, just slightly different, but that is the product that we're going to be using it as an example for building this store. And so if we take a look at, for example, Launch, a great theme for this or a great style would be bold, fresh. I don't think that would be good. I think bold would be good, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to use a free theme. By the way, just to show you, a really big dropshipping store, blendjet.com. This is also a branded dropshipping store, so you can see my strategy is not just used by me, but it's used by many out there. You can see this is exactly that theme. Launch, cool, right? You can see, boom, same exact style. So they didn't even change it that much. And you pull up the Alexa site rank on the store, 23,000 in the United States. So it's huge. They're making like tens of millions of dollars per year. So let's take a look and see. Okay, so Debut, we can either do default or light, and then there's also minimal, vintage, fashion. Let's see which one we can use. I think this one's better for like clothing, and then Pop. Yeah, this one's a little bit too basic. So I think Debut, and there was also another one called Jumpstart. I've actually personally used this theme. It's really good. We go to Jumpstart. Actually, this one's really, really good. Let's see the product page. You can always click on View Demo. Click on features, right? So there you go. And then we'd be able to have like a product page there. And then we can see Debut. You can view the demo as well. And then boom, product page. So let's go ahead and add this theme. We're going to use Debut. So for theme styles, let's see, default. I think we're going to use the light one. The light one was much better. So add theme. And now it's going to install the theme on your store. So now it's going to say, are you sure you want to publish Debut? Click Publish. So now the theme is live on our store. And if we go and we click here, Customize. So now we're in our theme. And as you can see, it just has the store name, so Glowy Skin Co. We're going to change that to Glowy Skin. And then boom, this is what it looks like. So since this is going to be a branded dropshipping store, it's only going to be one product at first. Maybe we're going to add on some complementary products later once we've already made money and we're making money. For now, we're going to delete like this featured collection and we're going to make some changes here. So the first thing I like to do is I like to upload my logo. And I already have a logo for this brand right here. So boom, as you can see, I've got a few pictures. I've got some photography done before for this. Now, for your logo, what I highly, highly recommend, I'm going to give you some options here because you're going to need a logo to start selling. The first thing that you can do is you can go on canva.com, and this is a free website. It is much easier to use than Photoshop, and it's honestly amazing. I actually have a paid monthly plan with this website because it's so good, and I've used it for years in all of my businesses. So you can go here, you can create a design, for example, for a logo, it would be about, I would say width would be 400. If it's just a text logo, this should be enough, 400 by 150, or you can even do 800 by 300. That would be better. And it should give you like a wide space. There you go. And then for a logo, you can just go to text here. And then, for example, a font that I like would be Montserrat, or actually right here. We would go add a heading first. And then for a font, it would be Montserrat. Okay, so even like that, boom, glowy skin, and boom, I have a logo, right? If I go and I go on Google and then I take like an emoji of stars emoji, for example, sparkles, I guess, I would copy this and see if this works here. So I can try to put that in before. Boom, I have a logo. There you go, right? So I actually already did this. Let me take a look at my logo here. So it's very similar. I actually just put the sparkles at the end. So there it is. It's as simple as that. And what you do is you just go to publish and then download. And when you download it, you want to download it as a PNG. And that way, also you want to make sure that it's a transparent background. And then click download. And then we can just upload it onto our store. And the beautiful part about this is that you don't have to pay anyone. It's free. It's really, really easy. There's a lot of other great fonts. Like for example, Lee Gothic is good. There you go, right? So that would be better for like a high-tech store, right? So you got to make sure that your logo fits your product niche. Also, if you don't know how to design a logo, or if this isn't working for you, then I recommend going on either Fiverr.com or Upwork.com. Upwork is going to be more expensive, but these two are the best freelancing websites online. Here you can find amazing graphic designers. You can see here, just type in logo. Same thing here. You just go and you type in logo design at the top here on Upwork.com, and then you turn off US only, and then over here you filter it by we're really going into everything here. It's amazing. I'm really happy that I have the chance to make this video for you guys. So if we go here on the left, hourly rate, we can do $10 and below, or if you want slightly higher quality, $10 and $30, but you really don't need that. Job success, 90 and up. Earned amount, 10K plus earned. Hours billed, 1,000 plus. And then English level, doesn't really matter. And you just go and you look at their portfolios, right? So this one right here, graphic design. There's a lot of really, really great graphic designers from India, from the Philippines, and they only charge like $8, $7 an hour. So it's really a great website, but that's only if Canva doesn't work for you. So I have my logo here. We're going to go to logo image and then click select image and then click upload. And then right here, glowy skin, product pics. There you go. And then now that is our logo. And then you can even change the logo width right here. You can like basically decide how big you want it. So that looks good for now. And then for menu, we're gonna touch that later. Now the next part is gonna involve uploading some pictures to our website. We need really good pictures for our brand store. What's really, really important with branded dropshipping, if you wanna succeed, is to present your product in the best possible light. And to do that, we have to make sure that we have some professional quality pictures. And I'm gonna explain how to do that right now. So for that, you're gonna need to get one sample to your house, one or two of your products at least, so you can see them, so you can take pictures of them, or so you can send them out to a photographer if needed. And so I already did this. How this works is when you're gonna be talking to your supplier on WhatsApp, just ask for a sample, and they're gonna charge you typically more than what one unit would usually cost, but that's because it's just more expensive for them to produce a sample with your logo, and you wanna make sure that they produce the sample with your logo. That's very, very important. Tell them to produce sample with logo, and then they're gonna send it off to your house. You gotta wait until that comes, and once it arrives, you can go and either take pictures of it yourself. You want a few pictures on a white background. I'm gonna show you some examples of pictures that I have here. So for example, these are all pictures on a white background. So there you go, that's on a white background. And I actually had my personal photographer do this. And if you want a link to the photographer that I use for all of my e-commerce businesses and who actually made these pictures for this product as well, the link is down below. And so you can see that they're like white, they're on white backgrounds, and then you got the box, right? So very, very simple. If I actually launched this, I'm sure I would have made millions of dollars. But to be honest with you, I have so many brands and I have so many businesses that sometimes it just gets overwhelming. And so it's perfect because now I can show you how I would build this store. But yeah, so these are just some examples of pictures. And then also you want to get some lifestyle pictures as well. So either if you have a nice enough camera, or you can even try using your iPhone camera is good enough. You can go and just take your pictures of your product being used. So you want pictures of every angle on a white background. And then you want pictures, you know, with your product being used. So outside or in the environment where your product is usually being used. So now I'm in my Google Drive and you can see that here are the pictures that we took. So we just took a bunch of pictures, and these you can use for your website, right? So you can see I have a model here, a female model that we had for the pictures. So there you go. So this is very, very important. Like if you don't have the pictures yet, that's fine. You can continue moving on. You can skip to the next timestamp here, the next part of actually setting up your store. But to get these pictures, very important, wait until you get the sample, or if you're gonna hire a photographer off Upwork or Fiverr, just go ahead and have your supplier send a sample directly to them. Just ask for their address when you're hiring someone off Upwork in the messages, and then send it directly to them. So now I'm gonna go and upload an image here. So let's go ahead and choose select image. And I already uploaded a few here. So let's go and have this, let's try this one out here. So sometimes it doesn't look the best. So we can actually edit it after. So you can change like the middle image alignment here. So you can see how it looks, top, bottom. So for this one, we're gonna do middle. Layout, you can either do fixed width or full width. So we're gonna do fixed width. And now here you can put in text if you want. Now, I actually have a competitor for this product. I actually got inspiration from a store called Hey Silky Skin. They're doing millions and millions of dollars, I think tens of millions of dollars now. And you can just go, and I recommend looking at your competition just to get ideas. We don't want to copy our competition, okay? I don't want to be teaching this information to people who are just looking to line their pockets and take advantage of people, you know, and not actually sell and build something of value for our world, right? I don't want to give this information to people who are just trying to take advantage of others. So that's why if you're not that kind of person, then you're going to use competitors just as inspiration, just to see, you know, what kind of text headlines they're using, because obviously it's working. Like, don't reinvent the wheel. There's no need to, right? Just kind of come at it from a different angle, from your own angle, improve on it, but just don't copy, all right? So already our store is using a different theme, so it already looks significantly different. So right here, I got a headline. So DIY laser hair removal is here. So here we're going to put in, let's try like do it yourself. Laser hair removal is here, right? So let's try that out. Okay, so that's a little too long, so we can try DIY. Laser hair removal is here, right? So you would try to, you know, not copy them exactly, but there you go. It looks great. So preferably you wouldn't try to copy them exactly, but just to make this a little faster for you, or else we could spend hours and hours, I'm just gonna go and show you how this would look. But instead, you know, you can do like premium, laser hair removal is here, right? So there you go. And also you can change the size of this, which I'll talk about later, how to actually customize things on your website. So DIY laser hair removal is here. And then for the text here, you can put in whatever you want. So just for this video, I'm gonna put the best laser hair removal device on the planet. All right, so there you go. Boom. And then you can even put a button. So shop now. Now there should be a button that pops up. Actually, I'm not sure where the button is, but usually there is a button. So we're going to put that in later when we actually have a product page up. We don't have a product page yet. So now let's go back. And then up here, we've got the menu. So we also want to add the menu options as well. And we also want to add the apps. So for the featured collection here, we can click on it and then we can put one product. Actually, we can't put two. We can't put less than two. So for now, we're just going to hide this section. So you can just click that. Here, we've got like a slideshow. So maybe we'll have that in the future. And then here you can like put in some text about your brand. So you just click on that and then you can customize everything you want. So what we're gonna do next, and also like for example, map here, we don't need map, 123 Fake Street. We don't need a map, so we're gonna take that off. And then that's pretty much it. And then you can also customize things like your footer. So show payment icons, you wanna turn that on so your customers can see that we support, you know, credit cards like Amex and all that kind of stuff, Visa. And so you can also change the colors here for newsletter. We're also not gonna have this just as a newsletter. That's not effective email marketing. And so in that case, you just wanna click remove content. And so you just wanna make it as minimalistic as possible. You don't wanna have a bunch of clutter on your page. Now, if we go to theme settings here, and we click on typography, I always like to change this. Now, if you go to change, usually you'll get like the default typography that comes with your theme. So just test out different texts. For this one, this looks good, but I like to make my store look different than everybody else because you don't want to look like the basic Shopify store, right? So for example, a good one, let's try Arvo. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so I don't really like that. You can try assistant. Load more. This one doesn't look bad. So we can try assistant, select. And so this is going to change the heading typography on your store. And then for the body text, it's going to leave Muley. And then you can even change the size of it. So if we go to, we can change it here. And then for heading, you can make it bigger. Right? So there's actually there's like a limit here for desktop. But also if we click up here, it's going to show you how your store looks on mobile. So obviously when we actually build it out, it's not going to look like this. And we're going to make sure that we have an optimized picture and things like that. Now, if you don't have any pictures yet, you can always just go on Google and have temporary pictures up. It's always better to have your brand pictures on here, obviously. But just go on Google, images.google.com, go to images here. And then we can type in, for example, laser hair removal device. Okay, and then you can just choose a picture from here. So for example, like this would be fine. You can save it and then upload it onto your store as a temporary picture while you're waiting for your pictures, your professional pictures to come. Now, before we continue customizing our page and making it look better, the next thing we need to do is we need to actually set up a collection of products. So if we go back to our store here, we want to go to products, and then here we're going to want to add a product. And so this is very important. And with branded dropshipping, it's a one product store. So we only need to add one product unless you have two products and they're like really complementing each other and you want to start with two. Although I always recommend starting with one. Confucius said, if you chase two rabbits, you'll catch none. So make sure that you focus on one thing until you succeed. And for this, we're just going to go and type in a title here. So we're going to put glowy skin, advanced, premium laser hair removal device. For description, and we're going to put the best laser device in the world, just for now. And then for images, we're going to go and drag and drop some pictures here. So let's take a look at our pictures and go to quick look. So that would be our first picture. So we can go and just drag and drop it here. There you go. And so now it's going to add each picture. And by the way, for your pricing, we're going to put the price as, if we look at our competition, they're selling this for, I believe, like $300 Canadian. So for this, we're going to actually put $229.99 compared to, let's say, I don't know, for $500. So it's going to cross that off and it's going to show the sale price. It's kind of like a permanent sale, and that way it entices people more to buy. And so you want to charge tax on this product unless you want to take care of taxes yourself. That's sales tax. And then for inventory, you don't have to fill this out. And if we go down quantity, you want to put like 100,000 since it's unlimited. And then this is a physical product. Now for weight, you want to put in 100 grams. And there's a reason why I'm doing this. It's because I structure the shipping zones in a way where it all makes sense. You'll see what I'm doing after. But you can put in like 1 kilo per, it doesn't really matter what you put in here. But I just like having it 100 grams, even though it's not the actual accurate weight. This is just for how your store calculates the shipping prices. And then customs information, leave this blank. You only need to fill this out if you are using the Shopify mailing system. And then here you can edit the website SEO. Now what this is, it's for how Google ranks your product. And if you want to rank your product better, you can put like the best DIY hair removal device in the world, glowy skin, right? And then here you just want to fill it up with keywords. So for example, like DIY or the best DIY laser hair removal device for home use. And then you can just keep writing keywords in here. And then for URL and handle, we don't touch that. And then that's pretty much it for now. And then we're going to hit save. So now we created our product page, and you can go and improve this later on. You can customize it. And if you click on view, you can see how it looks right now. So it's a dedicated page for our product. And this is where we're actually going to go, and we're going to significantly change this. Like, we're going to make sure that the sales text is much, much longer. I highly recommend you do that. And also you want to make sure that your product pictures are of high enough quality so that you can actually have this zoom in effect here. So now let's talk about the apps, which apps we should install onto our store, which apps I recommend in 2019, 2020, and beyond. And there's a lot of amazing apps. I mean, the App Store in Shopify has grown and continues to grow a lot. So that's why there's always new apps coming out that do things better. So there's a lot of free ones, there's a lot of paid ones, but the paid ones usually, especially the ones that I recommend you, they will pay off themselves way more, and they'll make you way more profit. So if you go to Visit Shopify App Store here, we're going to start with the Order Lookup app, and that app allows us to install like an order lookup onto our store, which is great because if we're having our supplier ship the order, or if we're doing like fulfillment centers, which we'll talk about later, then your customer, when they get a tracking number, they can just go onto your website, and then they can go at the top, and there's going to be like an order lookup number, so order lookup page. So if we go to Order Lookup, and we type that in here, and then we're going to click on Order Lookup here. This one has a 7-day free trial. Let's click on the Add App here. All right, and then you want to click on Install App. Here you want to click on Start Free Trial. So now we have order lookup installed. You want to go and make sure that you click on yes, please verify my store, and their team is going to go and verify your store. So after that, we're going to go and actually add this to our menu. But first, let's continue adding apps that we're going to need. So the next app we're going to need is Help Center, and Help Center is basically just an FAQ app. So it's going to allow us to have a nice looking frequently asked questions section on our page. Let's go to Help Center or the App Store, and then we're going to go to Help Center here. And then here we're going to click on Add App, click on Install App. And this app allows us to create a nice looking FAQ section. If we go and look at our competition, we go to their menu page, we see that they have a questions and answers page. So you can see all of the questions, all of the frequently asked questions that they usually get. And this is perfect because we can just go and basically have our own answers to these questions, and we already know the questions that we have to put. So for example, the first question would be, so how does it work? So if we go here and then we click on add new section, and then here we're just going to put like questions and answers, add section, and then here new article, and then here we're going to put, so how does it work? Right? And then you're just going to put in like, the actual answer to the question. So in this case, how does it work? It's saying that the handset uses IPL. So, you just put that in there. So for example, here we're just going to put the glowy skin handset uses advanced IPL technology, right? So add article, there you go. And then if we go and click on preview page, we can see how it looks on our store right now. So you can see it actually looks pretty good, even just the way that we have it installed, but obviously you can make it look way better. Now, another great app is Luke's Reviews, and this one allows us to have picture reviews on our page. And actually, this lets you write your own reviews at the very beginning, and that's what I usually do, because at the beginning, you don't have any social proof. You don't have any, what social proof is basically like other people that are posting reviews, your customers that are posting reviews on your product, and so that's why it's difficult to actually start selling at the beginning. But this lets you actually post your own reviews. You can go and download like an Excel sheet, and you can fill in some reviews maybe from your previous customers or from friends and family. You can just go put in like some names, some reviews, you can write your own, and then click Add App here. And then this is going to cost $10 a month after the 14-day free trial. And then here it's asking us the plan. You can either do basic or growth. For now, we're going to do basic, and you can always upgrade it later. And now we're in the Luke's dashboard. So you can go to settings here. You can change the language. You can change a lot of different settings here. And so there's actually a review request email that goes out as well. But I like to have that as part of my email marketing, which I'm going to talk about. There's going to be a section in this video on email marketing and how to get a good email sequence set up so that you can get abandoned carts recovered. And so you can also start getting reviews on your page automatically. And here you can see like orders. You can import your reviews, like I said. So here are the instructions that what you need to do to import. And you would do import from a spreadsheet if you don't have any reviews yet and you want to write your own just to get the thing going. Now the next app we want to install is called SMS Bump. This one is amazing, and this one actually lets you send out automatic texts to potential customers. So let's say someone goes on your sales page and they don't buy. You can just go and this app will go and send them a text saying, hey, come back to the store, to the page. Here's like a 20% off coupon. And that's worked insanely for me. I've had like a 9,000% return on investment just using this app. So super recommend this app. It's really, really great. So once you're in SMS Bump, you have to put in your phone number and your email. And once we did that, just hit skip here. And I'm going to show you later on in this video how to actually get this one set up. This is an extremely powerful app. And I recommend every single one of you to install this, as you'll be able to get so many more sales and make so much more profit on autopilot just with this app. So whoever made this app, you're amazing, because you're literally changing the Shopify game. Now the next app we're going to install is called Klaviyo, and this one is our email marketing app. So if we go here and type in Klaviyo, this is the email marketing app that I like to use, and they have monthly plans as well. So just click Add App. Usually these are free to install, and then as soon as you actually start doing volume with them, then they're actually going to cost money. So at that moment, you're actually going to start making sales, hopefully. So by that time, you're not just going to be charged for apps. So there's going to be a whole section on email marketing as well in this video. Now, a few other apps that you can check out. Recart is a great app. This one is basically just like SMS Bump and the Klaviyo app, which is email marketing and then SMS. This one, except one difference is Facebook Messenger marketing. So basically, this will allow you to go and set up sequences that hit them in their Facebook messages. And these are known to have way higher open rates, which means people look at them way more than just emails. So if you're hitting them from Facebook Messenger, from email, and from SMS, it's huge. Like you're going to make so much more money doing this. So I recommend you install Recart as well. So here we're going to click Install Recart. And here it's going to ask you for your email as well. So make sure to use your store email. So here we're going to put glowyskinstore@gmail.com. and then you can like CC somebody. And then for phone number, I put in my phone number there, and then you can connect a Facebook page. So we're gonna get into actually setting up your social media later on. For now, we're gonna hit skip. And then here, it's gonna offer you to start like doing customer chat and things like that. We're gonna also cover this later on in this video. So we'll just skip, go to dashboard. And here you can set up things like an abandoned cart sequence, which is huge. And you can also set up a sequence with Luke's, with the review app. So imagine if you like somebody bought the one of your products, and then in their Facebook messages, they get an automatic message from your page saying, hey, please leave us a review or whatever. They're obviously gonna go, and there's a much higher chance they're gonna go and leave you a review. And the more reviews you have, the more social proof you have, which means the more sales you make. So if you're hitting them from every single angle, omnipresence is the key to winning in the 21st century with e-commerce. Omnipresence with social media, e-commerce are the two biggest forces in our generation today, as well as the internet. So that's why this is huge. Now, some other apps that we can try out are Zipify. There's two Zipifys. There's Zipify Pages and Zipify One-Click Upsell. The One-Click Upsell one is not on here, but I've actually used Zipify Pages and One-Click Upsell, and they're great. And what they let you do is they let you kind of set up like a sales funnel for your page. Now, I'm not really a fan of like setting up funnels for the page. It looks really clickbaity, and to be honest with you, I like having a clean product page. I like to make sure that I actually make my product page like super nice, just like Hey Silky Skin made their product page. So if we go here, we can see they're not using any kind of funnels, right? It's just a product page with some beautiful pictures. This is a scrolling social proof thing they have. And then if we go down, this is Luke's as well. And another great way to figure out the exact apps that your competitor is using. And by the way, this is gold. Like nobody else will teach you this. That's why I'm so happy you're here. So if you go here and type in apps, right? So right here, they have a currency app installed from Bold. And that app is actually called, I forgot exactly what it's called, but here, if we go to search, it's by Bold, so Bold Currency. You'll be able to find it here. So Bold Multi-Currency, there you go. So this is a currency converter. So it's an automatic currency converter. And basically, if someone comes from Canada, it'll be in Canadian dollars. Someone comes from US, it's US dollars. Someone comes from Europe, it's in euros. So I also recommend installing this one if you're gonna be selling internationally. And then here you can see like every app that they have. So they also have Easy Location. I'm not really sure what that is here. So we go to Easy Location. You can take a look at that. All right, so this one is an automatic GeoIP redirect app. So basically this redirects the user to the appropriate store language on your page. So for example, this would be great if, let's say I'm selling in, I don't know, France, Spain, and USA. If someone comes from France and I have a French version of my store, I would redirect them to the FR page of my store. So it's really, really great as well. So this is huge. I mean, you can see all of the apps that they have. Right, so sometimes it's a little complicated, like down here, but if we keep going down, we can see there's like different sections for different apps that they have. They have something by Lemoni Apps. I'm not sure what that is here, but this is a crazy hack that I discovered myself, and I've honestly used this on all my competitors, and I've gotten amazing ideas just using that. So they're using Discount Ninja, it looks like. It looks like some kind of a permanent discount app. So we can try out Discount Ninja. Let's see if that's an app here. There you go. So this basically is an automatic, discount app, and also you can do like multiple coupons. The one that I like using is called Discounted Upsell, and this is the one that I have the most experience with. This basically, you can like set up automatic discounts. So let's say if someone buys 2 of our handsets, then they can get a deal for like, let's say $399 instead of having to pay, $440 or $50 or whatever that would be, right? So we're gonna go and add that to our store. So now we're installing Discounted Upsell, and basically at this point we have all of our apps that we want installed here. So here you can actually generate an auto upsell. So in this case, we can search upsell products. So there you go, that's our product. And then we're gonna hit continue to step 2. This is how you set up a discount. So for example, do you wanna improve conversions by applying a discount? So we're actually gonna talk about this later. For now, we're just gonna hit save, and we'll go back to the App Store. Now, if you want to actually go and use the old way of copying and pasting products from AliExpress, you would need Oberlo. So we will install Oberlo just so I can show you how to use it in this video. Although this is not branded dropshipping, you're basically just copying and pasting. And like I said, this method doesn't really work that well. But hey, if you want to do it, I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. So we're going to go and install it. All right, so now we're going to go and add some menu bars at the top of our page. So if we go to our actual website, glowyskinco.com, this is what our page looks like right now. So it's very, very basic. There's nothing really on here. And we also added a product, but you can see that we don't have anything up here. So now we actually have to add our menu bars. So for that, we go to Online Store, and then we go to Navigation. And then here for the main menu, we click on Main Menu. And then here, we're going to add our menu items. So for this, I recommend looking at your competitor again and just getting inspiration, seeing what kind of menu options they have. So like I said, don't copy them, change things up, be unique, right? It's not about copying, it's about adding value. But just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to make this quick. So we're just going to do this like shop handset. And then one thing I forgot is that we actually have to add pages to point our menu bars to. So right here, for example, shop handset, we already have a page for that. That's the product page. So we're going to have to put a review page here. So reviews, we're going to put save. And then we're going to do the same thing for our money back guarantee. So I think they just have basic text here for their money back guarantee. So if we go back here, add page, and then let's say like lifetime warranty plus guarantee, save. And then let's see what else we can put here. Shipping details would be great. All right, so order lookup, we already have that, so shipping details. And then for the order lookup, I actually want to rename this to track your order. So for that, we just go here and then type in track your order, hit save. And for the contact form, we're actually going to use an app called Easy Contact Form. Let's just go ahead and add that app here. So don't worry about like the, after the free trials, you have to pay for the apps. Like I said, within a few weeks, you're going to be able to start selling your product and you're going to be able to start running some ads. We're going to get into here soon. So don't worry about that too much. You want to have an abundance mentality. And trust me, like when you start running those ads, you're still going to get those sales coming in and those are going to pay for way more than your apps. And the apps are just a fixed expense. Like it's just something that you have to pay. So there you go. We're going to click install app. And now that we have our pages that we need, we can go back to navigation, go to main menu, just like we did, and then we can start creating some menu buttons here. So add menu item, and then for menu item, we're going to put, for example, the contact us, and the link would be pages, and then contact us. There you go. Menu item would be, for example, shop handset. That would be products. There you go. So you point that to the product. So it's very, very simple. Shopify makes it very simple, although Shopify is limited in functionality, which you'll discover. Like you're not going to be able to perfectly, make sure that your pictures are showing up perfectly on mobile and things like that. And that's where custom coding comes in, which I'll also talk about here later on towards the end here. So a few of others of these would be like the lifetime warranty. So for that, we're going to do pages and then lifetime warranty plus guarantee. So if we hit save for now, you can see we can go back to our page here, so glowyskinco.com. So boom, now we have some menu buttons, and you can change the order of these as well. So shop handset, I want that first, and then lifetime warranty, I want that before. And you hit save, and then if we go back here and we refresh, we click on the refresh button, we can see that now everything is working fine. And then we even have the review app at the bottom here. We don't have any reviews. Once you import your reviews, you'll be able to see that they go down here. All right, so now that we've talked about apps, we've talked about actually creating your Shopify store and just the basic design of it, your menu bars, right? So I hope you're following along. There is a lot of information in this video, but trust me, this will change your life. And this is the new way of really becoming successful with Shopify and e-commerce and cashing in on this amazing trend right here in the world. Now, from this point on, we're going to get into the technical stuff here. So there's a lot of technical stuff we actually need to do. And so I'm going to get into every single part of that. And the first thing we're going to start with is actually the domain name. So as you can see, my store is already on a domain. So glowyskinco.com. Every time you go on that, it's already on the domain. But when you actually create your Shopify store, it's not going to be by default that way. And so for that, we have to go to online store over here and then domains. And once we go to domains, here's where you go and connect your domain after you've purchased a domain. Now, you can either buy your domain here. What I recommend is you go on google.domains like we did. And so once you're on here, just go ahead and type in your domain. So for example, if we're looking for like barbecue pro, let's just say, right? Get it? And so here we can see barbecuepro.com is taken. So what about barbecue pro store? Right, so you can see, oh, even that's taken. So for example, BBQ Pro store, you can try that. Okay, so .store is available. So you really sometimes have to like dig deep. If a domain is taken, for example, barbecueprostore.com, let's take a look who owns it. And sometimes they're for sale, so this one's not for sale, but sometimes it says it's for sale, and maybe then you can buy it. But I don't recommend spending more than like $20, $30, $50 for a domain, because you really don't need to. And even though the .com domain is always the best, you can always have like barbecuepro store.com, barbecueproco.com, right? So later on, once you have more money, you can actually go and buy a more expensive domain if you want. And so the second domain provider I recommend is GoDaddy. This one also is great. And this one has a little bit lower up front, but then in 1 year, you have to pay a little bit more. But it's the same way. You just go and type in the store name and then hit enter, and then it's going to find domains for you. And another one that works is namecheap.com. If you go to Namecheap, it's really, really great. And they're a little bit cheaper, I think, in the long run. So the 3 of these are great. Now, the rest of them, to be honest with you, I wouldn't use anything else other than these. These are more than enough. And if you use like GoDaddy, they make it really easy as well to connect your domains. So here, if you click on connect existing domain, and you can see mine is from GoDaddy here. Actually, it's very simple. There's going to be a way for you to you just literally click through buttons, and then GoDaddy automatically connects your domain to Shopify. And if not, then you just have to go, and it shows you a step-by-step guide to how to actually connect your domain. So once you've set up your domain, now we're going to go down here and click on preferences. And once we're up here, now we're going to want to put in a homepage title, and we're going to want to fill in all this stuff here. So for a homepage, if you don't know what to put here, like I said, just get inspiration from a competitor. So if you go to heysilkyskin.com, this is their homepage title at the top here. So it's DIY at home laser hair removal. So in this case, we're going to put in like glowy skin, premium laser hair removal, and that's pretty much it. And then for meta description, you want to put in as many keywords as possible in here. This is the description that's going to pop up on Google when your store shows up on search engines. So you don't want to make it like glowy skin, premium hair. You want to make sure that it actually makes sense, but it has a lot of keywords in there. So for example, the best DIY premium advanced or like laser hair removal devices available on the market today. And then more keywords would be, for example, like remove hair easily and automatically from the comfort of your own home, right? So there's enough keywords in here. And then for Google Analytics, this will allow us to track a lot of stuff on our store. Google Analytics is really, really powerful, and that will let you basically see like how long visitors are staying on your store and things like that, and you can generate reports. So let's go and set that up right now. So you're going to go on Google, you're going to type in Google Analytics, and then click here. And then once you sign into your Google account for your store, now it's going to tell you to sign up for Google Analytics, so click sign up. And then here for our account name, we're going to put in glowy skin. And then we're just going to leave this all on. Let's give Google all of our data. I mean, we're using their product for free, so why not? And then what do you want to measure? Just web. Hit next. For website name, glowy skin or your store name. Website URL, HTTPS. You want to make sure it's always HTTPS. There you go. Industry category. We're going to put in like, let's see here, retail. Retail would be good. So if you can't find yours, just like beauty and fitness is fine. For industry category, we're going to scroll down and hit shopping. And then for time zone, we're going to put in our time zone here. So in my case, it's New York time. Hit create. And then accept everything, accept everything. And now you have your Google Analytics account. So you can go into here, and then once you've actually installed this into the store, you can go in here and it will tell you a lot of useful information about people that go onto your website and about your customers. So right here, it's going to give you this global site tag. So you just go here, you right click, and then you copy that, and then you go here and you paste it here. And so that's what it's going to look like. And so, boom, there you go. And for Facebook Pixel ID, I already have mine installed, but this is very important. What a Facebook Pixel is once you're running your Facebook ads, there is something called a Facebook Pixel, which is basically like an automatic robot that automatically learns from every single action that a potential visitor or customer takes on your page. So if someone goes, responds to your ad, they click on your ad, and then they click on, for example, a menu page on your website, and then they leave, your Pixel learns that. Or if someone adds to cart, your Pixel learns that, and so the more data your Facebook Pixel has, the better your ads perform, because you can go and create lookalike audiences and you can create just way better ads over time. So for the Facebook Pixel, we're going to install that later, and you just have to put in your ID here if you already know how to do that. If not, I'll show you that in the Facebook ads section. And then for password protection, you want to disable the password and then just basically hit save. Now, if we go to blog posts, you can actually write up some blog posts if you want. For example, Hey Silky Skin has 0 blog posts, and to be honest with you, I've never written a blog post, but I mean, theoretically, it could help you out with your search engine, like SEO. Let's say if you have a store running, and let's see if like BlendJet, which is a store, let's see if they have any blog posts. I'm pretty sure they do, but it can theoretically help you with your ranking on Google. So let me see here. I don't think they actually have any blog posts, it looks like tips, if we go to tips here. So They just have pages here. So that's what I'd recommend instead, to be honest. This looks way better. And like, no one really cares about a blog of a store. This is not 2001 or 1996. So for that, I'd recommend you just skip it unless you really want to write a blog post. And then the next part we're going to talk about is the actual settings of the store. So the first thing we're going to do is payment providers. We're going to set up our payment providers. And the two payment providers that you absolutely need on your store are PayPal and Shopify Payments, or Stripe if you don't have access to Shopify Payments in your country. So to install Shopify Payments, just go to Activate Shopify Payments, and then it's going to walk you through a step-by-step process here to install everything. And here it's going to walk you through a step-by-step process of installing everything. So if you don't have an LLC or a corporation, here choose individual or sole proprietorship, put in your address and then your city and your postal code. So that would be your house. If you have a business, here you'd put in corporation, and then you'd put in the legal business name. And then for your personal details, you would put in your personal details, hit next, and it's going to ask you for a bank account. So you want to put in the bank account that you want to have the money deposited into for your account. And then the same thing with PayPal. Just go through the PayPal prompts when you're installing PayPal and make sure that you set up a separate PayPal for your store. Just go on paypal.com first. And then when you're here, hit sign up. And then here you want to click on business. So sign up for business, and then that's pretty much it. Because if you sign up for a personal one, you can at the beginning, but later on, they're going to ask you to transfer it to a business account anyway. So if you have a corporation, do business. If you don't have a corporation yet, you can do personal. And very important, by the way, when you're actually installing Shopify Payments or Stripe, scroll down here and make sure that your transit number, institution number, account number, that's all correct. That's your bank account. So your bank country, US or Canada, or whichever one you're living in. And then for the billing statement, this is what shows up on your customer's credit card information or their credit card bills. So that's why I want to make sure it's very clear. So for this, I would put in glowy skin. That'd be fine. And then for a phone number, you want to put in a customer service phone number. So either your phone number, or if you don't want to get a bunch of calls, just put in like a fake phone number for now. And then later on, when you actually have a support system in place, then you can change this. So now we're going to click on checkout, and we're going to customize the checkout options here. So for customer accounts, here it says just if you want to prompt your customer to create an account when they check out. So accounts are disabled. There's no need, in my opinion. Customer contact, and then here, choose which contact methods your customers can use to check out. So click on this one, either the phone number or email. You have to choose this option if you want SMS Bump to work, which is the app that we installed that follows up with them with the SMS Bump app. So if we go down, customers can download the Arrive app from their order status page. That's fine. Form options require first and last name. Company name is hidden. Address line 2 is optional. Shipping address, phone number is hidden. And then if we go down, while the customer is checking out, use the shipping address as billing address by default, and then enable address auto completion. After an order has been paid, do not automatically fulfill, because we're going to fulfill them on our own. And then after an order has been fulfilled and paid, automatically archive the order. And then down here, pre-select the sign up option. So that way we're going to automatically build our email list when people are actually going through our store and signing up. For our abandoned checkout emails, I don't like to use the Shopify default checkout emails, so we're going to turn that off. And then for this, that's pretty much it for now. It's because we're using Klaviyo instead for this, and I'm going to talk about how to use that later. Now, if we go back, you want to click on billing, and there you want to choose your Shopify plan. So the different Shopify plans I'm going to show you here. If we go to Shopify plans, right here, Shopify pricing, we're going to be able to see the different plans. So right now you're on the trial, but you can go and easily convert to the $29 a month plan. You're going to need to do that anyway by the end of your trial if you want to keep your store. And it's cheap. It's, you don't have to pay hundreds of dollars per month. So it's $29 a month. And then you only need to really upgrade to the higher plans once you're doing a lot of sales. And I recommend once you're doing a lot of sales to make sure that you're actually understanding the fact that, the transaction rates are different. This is very, very important, and not a lot of people talk about this. If you are, let's say, doing 10,000 orders a month, this one might actually be more expensive than this one because of the rate per transaction. And in that case, you want to go and type in on Google Shopify transaction calculator fees. It's something like that right here. And if we go here, you can go and type in your monthly revenue. So, let's say my monthly revenue is $50,000. Shopify payments, yes. And then I want to pay monthly, right? I want to pay for a monthly plan. This actually shows us that the middle Shopify plan is $100 cheaper than the rest of them. And let's say if we do $10,000 a month, then it shows us that this one is cheaper. If we do $200,000 a month, then this one is significantly cheaper. And so that's why you want to use this calculator, and it really helps you, especially once you get to these crazy numbers, 100,000, 200,000. Isn't that crazy, by the way? But for someone who's just starting out, that might sound crazy. But trust me, it's possible, and it's not something that is really that crazy in the e-commerce world today. Now in plan and permissions, that's where you actually go and choose your plan. So you go and choose your plan there. Here you can add staff accounts in case you're hiring coders, which I'll talk about here in a second too. And one more thing, very, very important, is shipping. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on shipping. So once you're in here, you're gonna be able to add shipping zones. Right above this is your shipping origin, and that's gonna be the address that you entered for your business when you signed up for Shopify. Now for that actually doesn't really matter because we're having our supplier fulfill our orders, and I'm gonna show you how to download those orders in a second here too. First, we have to set up our shipping zones. So let's click on add shipping zone. And this is very important because if you want the shipping costs to accurately work on the page, then you want to make sure that people aren't getting overcharged for shipping, or you're not just getting people to do free shipping, right? Unless you want to do free shipping or it's a common thing in your niche, I don't recommend doing free shipping. If you have a lower price product, definitely charge shipping. If at our price level, we're doing like $230, then we can do free shipping. Let's take a look at what our main competitor is doing. I'm pretty sure they have free shipping here. Yeah, free to 1 to 3 day express shipping, but that's because it is so much more expensive to buy. So we're making a high profit margin anyway. But here I'm going to show you, let's say we wanted to do like a $10 shipping per, for 1 unit, $20 shipping for 2 units, $30 shipping for 3 units. That way I'm going to show you how to actually set this up, right? For free shipping, you would just go here and you would add a rate right here, free shipping, because your customer will see that. And you can call this anything you want. Your customer will actually see this at the checkout page. So you want to make it actually look good. So free shipping, and then here you just would hit free shipping and then hit done. And that's it. That's all you have to do for free shipping. And for the zone name, you would just do worldwide. Manage, you would do rest of world. And then basically that's it. That's all you got to do. But let's set up our shipping zones so that they're correct for a, let's say, theoretical $10 for 1 unit, $20 for 2 units, $30 for 3. So zone name, we'll do United States. All right, so actually here we'll call it shipping to USA. Countries and regions, we'll do United States. So you want to select these and then hit save. And then we're going to want to choose a weight-based rate. So remember how we selected our weight for one of our handsets to be 100 grams. So that's why if 1 unit is 100 grams and 2 units is 200 grams, that means that from 0 all the way up to, this is in kg, I guess, so all the way up to 0.19 would be a $10 shipping cost. So we're going to call this Express USA shipping. All right, and theoretically you can even put like 2 to 3 day shipping, but obviously don't lie because then your store will get shut down really quick. And then for a rate, we'll do $10, hit done, and then calculate a rate, we're going to skip that. And then you want to add another weight-based rate. And then from here for 2 units, here Express USA shipping, it would be 2.0 or 0.2 kilograms all the way up to 0.29. It would be a $20 shipping rate, done. And then for a $30 shipping rate, it would be the same. So Express USA shipping, 0.30 to 0.39 and $30. All right, so that's the best way that I found to actually do this. And we hit save. So there you go. Now, if we want to go back to our shipping zones, here you can continue setting the price for United States shipping. What I usually do if I charge shipping, I have a shipping rate set for the United States. So it'd be like $10 for 1, $20 for 2, $30 for 3. And then I would have a shipping rate for Canada. So I'd add another shipping zone. And then I would put like shipping to Canada, right? And then I would redo this whole part again. So countries and regions, we do Canada. Right, because it actually costs different to ship to Canada as it does to the United States. So there you go. I would repeat the weight-based rates, and I would also do this for Europe. So I would just go here. I would click Manage, then I would click on Europe. So we can't do Europe. So we'd have to choose like every country. So France, Spain. Typically, it would actually be like the e-packet countries. So if you go and type in e-packet countries on Google, these countries have just better shipping agreements. So here you can see like Austria, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, France, then it'd be like Norway, Sweden. So if you click here, all right, you can see all the European countries here, and then you can just go back here and then select them. And then eventually you would have this all filled out and proper, and so then the shipping would actually work. But like I said, if it's free shipping, you don't have to do any of this, and you just do the free shipping zone. All right, so now let's talk about email marketing. Now, if you overlook email marketing, then that's a huge mistake because email marketing is a huge part of becoming profitable with your Shopify store. Now, there's 2 things in a regular Shopify store. It's the front end and the back end, and that's in any business. You've got a front end and a back end. And what the difference between the front end and the back end is, the front end is when customers go onto our store, they see our ad and they buy from our actual sales page, that's called a front end sale. But most of the money will actually be made on your back end. And on your front end, you can never rely on just running ads and basically just getting the same or getting constantly having to get new customers just to go on your store and purchase your product. It's always better to sell again to the same customer than it is to have to acquire a new customer. And that's just basic rules of marketing. So that's why we have to develop our backend, and setting up our email marketing is a part of that, as well as SMS and then Facebook Messenger. So let's go inside of our actual Klaviyo. So we click on Klaviyo. Remember the app that we installed, which is right here. So let's log in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our abandoned cart sequence. So you click on flows, and then you click on create flow. You can see there's already an abandoned cart one here. So let's create flow. And they already have an abandoned cart idea here. So if we go and click abandoned cart here, let's see which one we can do. So there's a lot of different ones here. So high value versus low value. We're just going to do the standard one. You can also start from scratch, but this pre-populates our sequence, so that way we have to do less work. So for this one, we're going to call it glowy skin abandoned cart sequence. And what an abandoned cart is, when someone goes on your page and they add it to cart, and let's say they change their mind, they don't end up paying, what happens is that they get hit with this abandoned cart sequence, because when a customer adds to cart, they actually have to put in their email before they can reach checkout. So let's click on create flow. And now I'm going to show you how to set this up here. So it's really, really simple. If you can zoom out here and you can kind of see a whole layout of this flow. And this is automatic, and it works on triggers and then emails. So here you can check the trigger, and then here this is like a time delay, so you can wait 4 hours. I actually have one here that I personally use. So this is the abandoned cart email sequence, and this is what I like to do. I like to offer a 15% off coupon 2 hours after someone started the checkout, someone initiated checkout. And so we're gonna put this one in, and then also there's a whole sequence in here. I'm not gonna get too much into this, or else it's gonna take like a few hours just to set this up. But we're at least gonna set up the first one. That way you have an initial abandoned cart sequence. You're at least rescuing most of your sales. So let's go in here, and then we're just going to delete this, delete email, delete this, delete template. And then over here, you're going to want to click on edit, and you can also see your analytics. Once you actually start using this, you'll see your analytics. So from glowy skin, and then for subject line right here, I like to have this reply about your order. These subject lines really, really work well, this type of subject lines, especially with the RE in the front, because it looks like, that's like a reply to an email they sent. A lot of people, they don't even bother looking at emails these days, from companies, so that's why we have to do our best to get their attention. And then down here, we're gonna click on edit content and save changes. And so now it's gonna take us here to the actual email. So this is why we wanted to select the abandoned cart sequence that's pre-populated, because it allows us to, it automatically populates the product that they abandoned cart with. So it's really, really great. So you want to leave this as it is. And then here, always have your store's logo centered at the top. So what we do for that is we want to have a logo. So let's put an image up here. And then we're going to go and then hit browse. And we're going to add an image. We're going to hit browse. And then for image library, we're going to upload it, and then we're going to drag and drop this over here. So there you go. Now we have our logo up here, and what you can do is you can also make this smaller. So for example, like 200. You can even center it like that. There you go. So I'd put it like 250 or 280 in this case. There you go. And then here, I'm going to put this in the garbage. I don't want that. And then for this headline right here, I want to have it get 15% off savings off your order. So get 15% off your order, like that. And then right here, we've got the message that we're going to put. So, hey, first name default, this is Ashley, one of the founders here. And you can make up a name for now. If you have been watching some other videos of mine, or if you've known me on YouTube, then you know I like to make up fake names for different brands, just because, if you're going to sell a beauty product, then you don't want like Dan to be responding to your customer service emails. So that's why this works great. So if you're like a tools and hardware, put in like Mike, or, if you're like beauty, put in Ashley, or whatever works, right? So it's up to you. So we're just going to go and copy this. Right here, and we're going to put this right here, like that, and we're going to make sure that it all looks good. And then over here, we're going to change the email here. So it would be glowyskinsstore@gmail.com. And you can also preview this, like you can send this and actually see how it looks. So right here, I'm going to put this on the left. Use code, so we're going to put that in the middle here, and we're going to make this bigger text. So actually, we're going to have this the same font as the rest of it. We're just going to have it on the left here, and then we're going to put it back like this. because you want them to be able to see this well on a phone, right? So if you pull up the phone, this is how it's going to look. Then we're going to go and just hit backspace here. Here's what you left behind. It's going to show our product, so the glowy skin product. And now we're going to go and basically copy this again. And we're going to drag this below the product here, right here. We're going to click on this block, and then we're going to edit again. And then below this, we're going to have a rectangular box with lines with text saying use the code at checkout, and then below it, the code. So right here, we're going to have use code at checkout, and then like that, we're going to bold it. We're going to make it big letters here. And then for the border, we're going to go on block styles, and then we're going to go and click on border like this one, and then black border like that. Oops, not the background, I meant the, there you go, white background, so black border, like that, solid border. You can also try dashed, so like 2, let's try that, let's see how that looks. I can't really see the border, I'm not sure why. Oh, because it's, okay, so we have to make it black, there you go. So now we have a border. We can make it like size 3. There you go. And then you can put use code at checkout and then the code that we will make. So this is just the random code that I created. To create a coupon code for your emails, you just go here to discounts, and then you create a discount over here, discount code. And then here you can go and either generate a code, but I don't like generating because it's too complicated. So in that case, I just like going, you know, like for example, 40 off or 15 off, right? And then you would do percentage. 15 applies to entire order, and then you can do limit to 1 use per customer. And you can also, for customer eligibility, you can also filter this so that it's only specific groups of customers. So for example, it would be abandoned checkouts, right? So we go add, and then that's pretty much it. So there's a lot of things you can do here, and then you save the discount code, and you make sure that the start date is today, and that's pretty much it. There's no end date. And so this will only allow abandoned checkouts, which is perfect, to be able to use this code. So here we're just going to go put the code like that. And so that's pretty much it. That's a pretty good basic abandoned cart email. Below this, you can put like links to your social media. Down here, you can attach links to your social media. And down here, you can put like from, you know, for example, Ashley or whatever, right? And then part of your brand. And then you hit save content. And then when we go back to our actual email sequence here in the flows, so this will be sent out automatically after 2 hours. I like to do this after 2 hours. So you hit save. And there you go. That is how you set up a basic abandoned cart sequence. And so you can also do like conditional splits and trigger splits, but that's a lot of more advanced stuff we're not going to talk about in this video, or else this video would literally be like 10 hours long. Now, the next thing we need to set up is our SMS bump sequence. This is huge, very, very important, and this is actually even more effective than our email sequence from email marketing, because what happens is, and this is what I use, I just have an abandoned cart message go out 2 hours after they viewed the product, and it basically says like, hey, this is Ashley from Glowy Skin. I saw that you were checking out the product, but you didn't end up buying. Here's an extra 20% off. Here's the link. And that works incredibly well. And so for that, let's first go to settings here. You want to scroll all the way down, and then you want to enable auto recharge. And then basically what I do is when my balance falls below $10, I add $20 to the account. And then I put do not spend more than usually 1,000 because I really scale my stores up very fast. But that is up to you. You can limit it to 100. So now this is the SMS bump sequence that I use. So I'm going to show you the first one right here. So sending 1 hour after the abandoned cart. Hey, this is Ashley from brand name. I saw you were checking out our product name. And then great choice, just made you a code. And then the code. So you want to have a different code as opposed to your email sequence, not the same one. And then abandoned checkout URL, it automatically puts that in and automatically puts their first name in as well. So what we do is we go here, we click on automations, and then we go to create new automation. And here we're going to put in abandoned cart, abandoned cart text number 1, abandoned cart reminder. This is an amazing app. I really love this app. This will show like how it's going to look. So select who receives the text message. So customer delay, we're going to put enabled. So it's going to be 1 hour. And here's the text that we're actually going to be putting in. So we're just going to copy and paste this. And then there you go. Boom. So that's what it's going to look like. It's fantastic. And then you can add a discount here as well. So that way it's going to automatically put in the discount too. So there you go. You just want to change the brand name, the product name, and this works incredibly, incredibly well. I guarantee you, you're going to have a crazy ROI just on this. So we hit save. And so that's it. That's your basic abandoned cart sequence for your SMS. Of course, you can have extended sequences like that. But since I want to keep this video like, a certain general level, like not too advanced, when you get into more advanced stuff, then that's when you're going to need this. But this is good for now. And then for recart, you would also do the exact same thing. You want to make sure that you set up an abandoned cart messenger. So what happens is this is going to add a button that will allow them to like basically when they're checking out, it's going to be a button to like link it to their Facebook as well. And it's going to be checked on by default. So obviously that's amazing for us. And so you just want to set up this abandoned cart messenger right here, hit activate. And if we go here, first, you want to connect your Facebook page, which we're going to go into in a second here. And that way you're going to be able to hit them as well in the Facebook Messenger. And just do it the same way, with a coupon code. Make sure that you make the coupon code first over here. And yeah, that's it for that. So now I want to briefly talk about how to import products using Oberlo. Even though I said that at the beginning of this video, this is not the business model that I do, and this may have worked in 2017, and I don't recommend using this because you're just simply importing, you're basically just the middleman between AliExpress and the customer. Then the customer can literally just go on AliExpress and buy it because it's the exact same thing. But the branded dropshipping method that I was teaching this whole entire video is so much better than this, but just so that you have all the knowledge you need, just in case, I want to show you how to do it. So first of all, you need to install Oberlo. We already installed this in the app section of this video. And what happens then is that once you actually create your Oberlo account, it's going to look like this. So you just go log in. And then when you go on AliExpress.com, you can just go and type in your product. So in this case, we're going to try typing in advanced IPL laser. So we found our product, but of course this would not be good. It would suck because there's no logo, and we would just not be able to sell this for like $230, to be honest with you. But anyway, this icon appears at the bottom right. So you click that. And then it says this product has already been imported. So that's because I just imported it to test it out because the other ones weren't working for some reason. So there you go, add to import list. And then you go to your Oberlo dashboard. And then we go to dashboard right here. And we should see our product right here. So import list, there you go. And then you can go and actually import it to the store. But first, you want to change the title, of course. So you put like glowy skin, advanced laser hair, IPL, removal device. And then for description, you can customize it just like we did on our sales page. So this is basically the sales page. You can just import it to store this way. And then that way, you're going to just, you can just go and customize it later. All this does is it just copies and pastes the product onto your store. And then it auto fulfills it when you actually start getting orders. It pays your supplier through Oberlo, and then it just does everything for you that way. But the way that we're going to do the branded dropshipping method without using Oberlo, and the way that I recommend to actually, like when you actually start getting your customer orders, you just go to orders, and then in here, you're going to be able to download a CSV with all of your orders. And you can just send that off to your supplier once a day at the same time. And then you can just tell them, hey, can you please bill me, like send me an invoice, and then they'll send you an invoice for every individual order, and they're going to ship out every individual order to your customers and their addresses. So this is way better. This is honestly like a much better way of doing business and the right way. All right, so now let's talk about running paid ads. Now, there's a lot of different ad sources, ad types of traffic that we can run. For example, like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google PPC, YouTube ads, and there's also many more like Pinterest and even Bing and all this kind of other stuff. But the best ones, in my experience, and the ones that I highly, highly recommend you'll be able to scale your store very fast with, especially if you have money to start, is Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google PPC, and then if you want, most dropshippers are not using this source of traffic, and I've been using this very, very profitably, and that's YouTube ads. But in this section right here, I'm going to show you Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and I'm going to briefly touch on Google PPC as well, so you have kind of like the knowledge that you need to start selling. So Facebook ads, the first thing we want to do is we want to go on business.facebook.com. And so you just go to business.facebook.com here, and you want to go and click log in. So you want to log into your existing Facebook account. You will need a Facebook account. So I'm going to do that right now. So once you've logged in, you want to go and create what's called a business manager. And that's very easy. You just follow the steps. Right now, I've already created a business manager for Glowy Skin, just as an example for this video. And so what I'm going to show you here is how exactly Facebook ads work. So Facebook ads are amazing because if you just have some money to spend at the very beginning, you have a slightly higher budget. So even like $300, $400, $500 plus, then you can really give your store a big, huge jump start because you can start running like social proof ads, engagement ads, they're called, and then you can start running purchase conversions, you can start building your pixels, and all this stuff is massive for dropshipping. So that's why I'm going to talk about some profitable types of ads that we can run. Over here, we go up here, and this shows you every single section of Facebook ads. So for example, if you go over here to Audience Insights, this is a very, very useful tool, and this allows us to see what the best audiences to target are for ads. So for example, we click on everyone on Facebook, and let's say for laser hair removal, we go here. So here we're doing United States. And by the way, here you can put in Big Four, and the Big Four is like a drop shipping term for Australia, United Kingdom, and Canada. And so once we get there, for your interests, there you want to put in laser hair removal. We can try that, or laser removal, right? Hair removal, you can try that, boom. So we can see that this audience is about 5 million to 6 million people. And then we can go to page likes. We can see the exact pages that they like. And you want us to just start writing down interests from these pages in a notebook or like an Evernote, for example. So if I go and I open this, so here we can start writing interests. For example, Ulta Beauty, I know is a great one. Bath and Body Works, Sephora. And so how this works is when we start running our ads, we can target people who like Sephora, we can target people who like Bath and Body Works, and we can see that those same people are interested in hair removal, so there's a high chance that they're actually going to be interested in our store. Now there are some interests here that don't really make sense, like IKEA. That's too broad and that's just furniture, so we're going to skip that. And so here we can also do, for example, like Nordstrom, that's too broad. CoverGirl is fine. And then you can also see location, like the exact cities if you want to target. I usually don't target by cities though. I never like go that narrow. The more broad you go with your ads in terms of targeting, the cheaper the ads actually are. So that's why I recommend going more broad. We can see that it's mostly women and 20% men. So now that we have some interests, I want to talk about actually making the ads. And so if we go to facebook.com/ads/library, which I showed you at the beginning of this video, this is actually the place where we can see any of the ads that are running for any Facebook page out there. Facebook makes it transparent because they want customers to be able to see all the ads running on the platform. So if we go here, we type in Hey Silky Skin, which is our main competitor. I'm showing you guys this just to give you an example of some great ads so that you can go and make them yourself. So here we go. This shows you every single ad that Hey Silky Skin is running, when they started running it, and if you go down, you can see every single ad. So this is amazing for inspiration, and you don't need any special technology to record ads. Like my most profitable stores, they literally were from, and I still do, I still just record iPhone videos, and I coordinate getting models if you need a model for your ad. You can also have someone on Fiverr or Upwork create an ad for you, although I don't recommend that. What they're going to do is they're just going to put together a bunch of different clips that they find online, and that might work for a bit, but stuff like that is just very spammy on Facebook, and Facebook hates that, and Facebook might even like block your ad account. So I would not recommend that unless you kind of just are more short term. So here, for example, this boom, this is just a flash sale. So this looks like it's a retargeting ad. And what that means is that they're targeting people who have already been to the website. This one looks like it's a cold ad, which means they're targeting people who don't know about the product here. So we can see, okay, boom. So it's just her talking about the product, showing the product. And then this is an edit put together by, for sure, like a professional video editor that you can hire on Upwork for sure, once you already have the footage yourself. So this is not hard. Like you can just use an iPhone, you can grab a friend, you can, give them your product and tell them, hey, show the product. The best types of ads I found are ads that show the problem at the beginning and then solve it. So for example, these ones are not problem solving ads. This is more like of a introduction ad, because for this, it just looks cool. It has a high wow factor. So if we scroll down here, or for example, everyone's going crazy about this product, right? So you can also have a custom thumbnail for this this ad. So boom, she's just using it, and then use on any body part. So it's very simple, just clips. You can get a bunch of friends or a bunch of, you can hire some models too. Models aren't too expensive. So these are the best types of ads to make. Now I'm gonna show you another example of a page, of a dropshipping page that followed my branded dropshipping strategy. It's called Jawline Me. And so this is a funny product. I actually just talked about this on my channel recently, and it's literally a massager for or it's not a massager, it's like a facial exercise ball in your mouth. And okay, so this is just a testimonial. So this one's a retargeting one. This is a picture ad. So let's take a look. Picture ad. They're actually doing pretty well with picture ads, it looks like. Okay, boom. So exercise your face. So, it's just, in this case, it's pictures or videos of their customers or people that they've probably sent the product out to for free via DM. So, and they're showing like the actual product here. So of course, like it's up to you to actually make the ad good. The better you can make it, the better it's going to work on Facebook ads as well as anywhere else that you advertise on. And by the way, Facebook owns Instagram, so both of those ads you can run from your business manager on Facebook. And for your actual ads, you want to make sure that your ad columns are set up this way. And so now for your ads, first you want to click on create ad. And the way that I like to do it is I always like to create an engagement ad first. What that does is that actually pushes social proof onto the ad itself. And when you're a brand new store, you want to get like likes on your video and you want to get comments. That way you're responding to comments. And people that are seeing your ad later, when you're actually doing a purchase conversion campaign, conversions means sales. So you're driving the ad for sales. These are just different objectives. When potential customers see that in the future, then they're going to be like, okay, so there are people that are liking this, they're commenting on this, so probably it's legit, and they just have more trust from the get-go. So engagement first, post-engagement, campaign name. We're gonna do, I like to call it PPE _ GS, that's glowy skin, and then just broad, for example. There you go, and then hit continue. And then you can also play around with CBO, that's campaign budget optimization. For targeting, for example, Ecom Hunt, remember, like it gave you stuff to target. So the name of the game with Facebook ads is testing. You have to test. And I've spent over $1 million on Facebook ads. I've mentored by people who have spent over $10 million combined on Facebook ads. And my mentors have spent tens of millions of dollars on Facebook ads. And what I've learned is that Facebook ads is a machine. It's a system. And a system, it's actually a great book that I read called Thinking in Systems. And this one was given to me by my mentor, Sam Ovens. And he told me that basically you have to understand Facebook ads like a machine. There are inputs and outputs. And so if we screw up the inputs, the outputs will be screwed up as well. And what I mean by that is when we go here for locations, what I recommend doing is you can start targeting United States, big four, so that would be United States, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom. And so like that, we're gonna do people who live in this location. And then for age 18 to 65 plus, you can narrow this down. I don't recommend that at first because we want to go broad. For detailed targeting, you want to hit edit, and you only want to do one interest, no more. You don't want to exclude anybody, nothing like that, because that screws up the inputs and the outputs. It's just harder for the system to get you sales and to get you customers. So right here, we're going to put Ulta Beauty, which is the interest that we found right here. And also, by the way, this is the wrong one. You can see 62,000 only, so that's the wrong Ulta Beauty. So you have to find the right one. This is the right one, 32,737,000. There you go. And then you want to leave this unchecked because there's a lot of stuff Facebook tries to shove in here that makes everything more expensive. So I wouldn't recommend that. Languages, we can put all languages for now. You can also test English only. And then for placements, I always like to check off everything. So if we leave everything off first, like this, if we're doing cold targeting, which is what we're doing here for a cold audience, which is someone brand new, has never seen us before, doesn't know who we are, I like to just do Facebook news feed, Instagram feed, and then Instagram story. If your actual ad creative, let's say, is filmed in vertical mode, then you can do Instagram story. So Instagram story, Facebook feed, Instagram story. These are the best placements on Facebook for cold. If you start doing other ones, they're just going to waste your money, and they're great. You can do automatic placements for retargeting ads. So for ads that, for example, if someone already went on your store, they responded to an ad, but they didn't buy, you can then launch an ad, and you can create a custom audience up here. Right? And you can do that in your audiences, and you can only target people who have already, let's say, initiated checkout. And you can do that over here, all tools, and then audiences over here. And you can create your audience that way. And then here, basically you wouldn't target anything and you would just do automatic placements. And that way we're hitting them from every single possible, Facebook feed, in-stream videos, everything, audience network. And this is good for retargeting because the cost to acquire the customer is already so much lower because they already know us, right? It's basic marketing, cold versus warm versus hot audiences. And so this is for engagement. Don't expect to get sales from engagement ads, okay? Engagement ads are just to get social proof. What you can then do after that is you can go back to the Facebook ads over here. So create ad. And you can then go and do conversions on the same ad. So you can either do the same creative, or you can find the post ID of the existing post, go to page posts, right? And then there you're going to be able to see the post ID of the other ad that you were running, the engagement ad. And that way, to transfer the comments, you can just copy the post ID over here and you can paste it in the new ad that you're making once it asks you for your post ID. And I recommend starting with engagement, like I said, and then once you have the likes and the social proof, then use the same post ID on a conversion ad, and then just do this and do between $5 and $10 a day per interest or per ad set. And like I said, don't overload the ad set. Don't put in like 2 or 3 ads interests in there. They're just going to overload everything. It's going to screw up the system, and you're going to get very, very high costs. And so that's basically how you run Facebook ads for a new dropshipping store. And of course, you can get into so many more details, but I'm not going to go into that here in this video because this is meant to be like a general tutorial for branded dropshipping for someone who's brand new and wants to start a Shopify store. Now for Google Ads, it's the same. You just go on ads.google.com, and there, this is where you go and set up your Google Ads account. Google owns YouTube, so right here you go and then you basically do Google and YouTube. So I'm going to show you guys my Google Ads account for one of my businesses here. So here I'm in my Google Ads account for one of my businesses here. This one is a digital product business. And so to do this for a brand new dropshipping store, what you would do is the best kind of campaign would be to create a Google PPC campaign. And this is what this is. So if we type in the store name, so Jawline Me, you want to make sure that when someone types in glowy skin, that our website pops up at the very top. And so that's what Jawline Me actually isn't doing that. So their competitor is popping up here. And how they did that is they just went and created a new campaign here. And then we click on website traffic and then search. So you can see you can do display, shopping, video. Google Shopping is also amazing to sign up for. I'm not going to cover that in this video. If you want to sign up for it, you just go to Google Shopping and then you follow the prompt. It's a little bit complicated, but it's very, very worth it because when people search up your product, it's going to show up in shopping. So highly recommend you set that up. Here, search, and then basically select the ways you'd like to reach your goal. You put in your business's website. For now, we can leave that blank. And then here, include Google Search Partners. We can turn off display network, and then we can include Google Search Partners. That's fine. And then for campaign name, we're going to do glowy skin, search PPC. And then for countries, we're going to do all ePacket countries. So for that, just go to ePacket countries. Like I said, find the list. And we want to be targeting countries that are actually able to afford our products. We don't want to be targeting countries from the third world because they don't have enough disposable income to target or to buy our products. Now, when we scroll down here for budget, you can start at like $20 a day, $30 a day. And then for bidding, we want to focus on clicks, right? So instead of conversions, we want to focus on clicks. And then it's just whenever you target conversions, that means like a sale, it's always more expensive. You're telling Google, hey, charge me more basically. And so we go down here and then set a maximum cost per click bid limit. And so for this, I'm not going to set a maximum. I'm just going to let Google do the bidding strategy. And so there you go. Maximize clicks is always better. So maximize clicks. And then conversions, you can set those up. Also, I'm not going to go into that here, but they're up here, conversions. And that will allow you to track everybody who goes onto your website and who actually purchases. So if you go to conversions here, I'll show you that really quick. Just to see how you can do that. If you go to conversions, you can go and then create a new conversion here, right? And then you go to website, and this will allow you to track the sales. And so if you already have Google Analytics installed on there, you already have the site tag on there. So for example, we can do like purchase. So that's what we want to track. So purchased, let's say glowy skin handset, use the same value. And then, or we can use different values, right? So default value would be, let's say, US dollars. One thing I forgot, by the way, is make sure to set your store into your currency that you want. So usually I do US dollars. So that would be in your Shopify general settings. But here we're going to do like 229. That's what it was. And then we want to count every because someone can buy more than one. And then 1 day view through conversion window, 30 days is fine. And then create and continue. And then once you do that, you want to click on install the tag yourself. And then right here, this is the global site tag. So you can install that on your Shopify store. I'm going to show you how to do that now. So right here, I actually found an article that explains exactly how to install the Google conversions on your store. So we just created the conversion action in Google Ads, and then you want to install the global site tag. How you do that is you go to online store over here, and then you go to themes. So you wait until this loads, and then we click on edit code, like here. And so this is where all the coding goes on. By the way, a lot of the stuff, let's say that you can't customize a certain part of your checkout button or your add to cart button. In that case, you can just hire a coder on Upwork.com. There's a lot of amazing coders, and the prices range from like $15 an hour to $100 an hour, depending on how advanced of a coder you want. And they can do anything. And what they do is they go inside the code here, and they basically customize everything to your desire. So right here, I'm going to find the theme.liquid, so just theme liquid, and then here we can install the Google Ads site tag. So right here it says, if this is the first time you install the site tag, then you paste it between the head section. So if we go back here, there's going to be a head section. So right here, this is the head, and then we want to find the next head. So this is where the head closes. So we can actually put this over here. And you want to be careful. You don't want to erase anything, or else it's going to screw things up. So you just copy that, you paste that, and then you hit save. And if you want to track every single purchase, then what you do is you do it on page load. So you take this code, and then in your Shopify, what you do after you save this, so you hit save, what you do is you go to your settings, and then you go to your checkout over here. And then down here in the additional script, you can install the page load tag. And so here it's going to convert, it's going to show like a conversion at $229. And now we're going to be able to see exactly how many sales you're getting on every single person who goes to your store and who clicks on your ad on Google. And also for the actual Google campaign, we're going to add some keywords, which is obviously important. So how we do that is we go down here, we click save and continue. So budget, we would start like at a $20 budget, for example. Just for this video, I'm going to do like a 10 cent. So save and continue. And so here you're going to put an ad group name, so glowy skin, PPC. So for keywords, what you would do is you can see at the bottom here, Google talks about like the different kinds of ways you can target. So broad match, phrase match, exact match. If you've done Amazon FBA before, then you know this from PPC. So we want to make sure that we're targeting glowy skin. Right? So that's between brackets like that. That means that if someone types in glowy skin without the brackets on Google, then our ad is going to show up at the top. So glowy skin or glowy skin store. And so that way, just hit save and continue. And this is virtually going to be guaranteed to be profitable for you because you're going to have people who already know your store. They're searching for your product online. Maybe they want to find it on Amazon, and they're going to go to your store and basically buy, right? You always want to remind your customer to buy, and omnipresence is key, as I talked about in this video. All right, so now let's talk about Instagram influencers. Influencers are amazing, and businesses have been built to the billions of dollars just on influencers. Right now, we live in the influencer age, and that's why I'm going to tell you how to properly use influencers and find the right ones to grow your e-commerce store, your Shopify store. And this is fantastic if you only have about $200 to $300 as a starting budget, because if you have more money than that, I would say just go directly into Facebook ads. A mix of influencers and ads is always best, but if you have, like, let's say only $200 to $300, then that might not be enough for, proper Facebook ads, for proper, because at first you have to actually buy the data, and at first you actually have to, start getting your pixel running, and at first you have to start getting the social proof. So, that's what I recommend. If you only have $200 to $300, that's enough for influencers, and I recommend doing influencers and just doing a blend as well. But, this way you focus more on influencers. And there are a lot of influencers out there. The best ones that I found have between 10,000 and 100,000 followers, and there's another group of them from 100,000 to 250,000 followers. Now, we always want to try to send them a free product, to have them, for example, make a video with our product, just a quick little video, or have them post the product on their page, on their story. And what I like to do is I like to send them a DM, and you're going to have to DM them probably once every single day. What you do is you just send them a DM, and then you unsend it if they didn't see it, and then you send it again. You can actually unsend DMs on Instagram. And what I like to do is I always like to put emojis. So you just put emojis at the top of your message, and that really gets their attention. What you do is you offer a product for free. So you say, hey, and you message them from your social media, your Instagram page of your store. And of course, by now, just, you would have uploaded some pictures of your actual product on your store, and you would have started engaging with some people, and you would have started liking some associated pages. So that way, if you're just messaging from a new Instagram account with like 2 followers, then no one's going to answer that. So what we always want to do is we want to try to send them a free product. And now, if you don't have a way to send them a product product with like fast 2 to 3 day shipping, then what you can do is you can just go to Amazon and you can buy a product and send it directly to them from Amazon. Even though it's not your brand, you can just have it sent to them. Even though this isn't really ethical and this only works if you don't have a logo already on your product, it is an option, and I mean it's pretty funny, but it does work. Or if you can have a way to have your product sent out very, very fast from your supplier as a sample with the logo on it, then always do that, because then you'll have a logo. And what you can do is you can tell them, hey, just free product in exchange for a shout out on your page. And you will also want to check to make sure that not only do they have followers, but also that they have legitimate people that like their follower base is actually active, they're interested in what they're posting, and they're not fake. Now, you have a lot of influencer pages that are going to try to make you pay money. And in that case, for example, if you find a really good page or a really good influencer with 100,000, 250,000 followers, then you can offer to pay them, you always want to ask them first what their fee is, and you can always negotiate it down. So you can pay $50, $100, $200 for a shout. I've paid $200 before and made back like 30,000. So, it really depends. Sometimes you pay and you get nothing. And sometimes you pay and you hit a jackpot. But if you don't want to pay any money, micro-influencers are amazing. And these are basically people on Instagram, and most of their followers, like they're not celebrities. Most of their followers are just their friends. And these people have between 1,000 and 10,000 followers. I'm sure you know people like that. And they're not celebrities at all. They're just, normal people. They really like to hang out on Instagram. And so you just DM them, you say, hey, free product, and then they'll go and they'll post it, and their friends will see it, and they'll also, maybe send you a DM asking you for a free product. And that way your product spreads with word of mouth marketing, and that's always more powerful than paid marketing. And that's why micro-influencers are literally my hidden secret with influencer marketing. I just have a VA, like a virtual assistant that I hired from Upwork, just to reach out to micro-influencers. For example, if I want to target Norway, let's say, and I want to, have a Norwegian version of my store, right? You can literally just bombard an entire country, and you can have a VA send out DMs to, just many people in your target market in the country. And that way you can just ship them out a free product, and you'll see that it's going to generate a ton of traffic on your store. So there's paid ways of doing this. There's free ways of doing this. Now, if you want to find a good page, let's say your store is in the PC gaming niche. What you would do is you would just go up here, search, you would type in PC, and you would just see, so it doesn't look like anything here. So PC gaming. Right. So this one's huge. This one it looks like a magazine or something like that. So you can see they have a business inquiries email. You always want to DM them, and also you can send them an email as well. Just make sure that it's professional. You don't want to be like, yo, bro, give me a shout out. It's all professional. So that way, it's like they actually treat you seriously. And you can see that they have an active follower base, and the people are real. You're going to really be able to quickly tell if the follower base is fake based on the comments. The comments will have nothing to do with the picture, and so on. All right, so you made it to the end. Congratulations, you were able to listen to my voice for over 2 hours, or however long this was, and I'm super happy that you did, because you're part of the few people who's actually committed to changing their life, who's actually committed to building an online business in today's time of opportunity and abundance. And so that's why I'm so happy that you're here, and you're not part of all those other people who are just trying to basically do things the easy way, right? Because there is no easy way to do things. It's pretty simple, everything that I showed in this video, but it's definitely not easy, because we're building a real business. This is not some kind of a gimmick. It's not some kind of a trick. And you've seen that it is really, really powerful what it can do in your life. So now you know everything you need to start a successful branded dropshipping store, and I'm so happy that you got all the information that you needed in this video. And if you, let's say, you didn't understand the email marketing part, or you didn't understand the Facebook ads part, or like what to put in your Shopify settings, I recommend you rewind to that. The timestamps are in the description for each section in this video. Now, I want to end this video off with some critical tips, some very important tips for Shopify success, because I see so many people trying to start this business. So many people try to get into e-commerce and they fail. And the biggest reasons why people fail, it all comes down to a few reasons, to be honest. Number one, the biggest tip for you to not fail, to actually succeed, is to take action. Take action. If you are one of the people who was taking action as you were watching this video, that's amazing. You're part of the few who are serious about changing their life. If not, then just go ahead and rewatch this and then follow step by step as you're actually taking action, because watching and absorbing knowledge is one thing, but putting it into practice is completely different, because that's what will actually make you successful and what will make you thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars once you reach success with Shopify. Tip number two, don't give up. Many of you will not make your first sale in the first 14 days free trial. The free trial honestly is just there for you to just be able to kind of get used to the Shopify layout, to the system, and to really design your store and build it out so that it looks nice. You don't want to rush things. There's no point in rushing this. Does it really matter if you make your first $100,000 or your first million, right? Let's say you have a goal of becoming a millionaire. Does it really matter if you become a millionaire in 1 year or in 6 months or in 3 months? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're still a millionaire. And so that's what you have to understand. That's, success is all about having the confidence and the persistence and the tenacity to actually make things work. So, even though many of you will not make a sale in the first 14 days free trial, what matters is that you've tried. And if you keep trying, then you're bound to succeed. You can only fail if you give up. So if you don't give up, you're bound to succeed. Everything in my life changed when I heard the quote that 99% of people give up in business after 3 failures. So if you can last 3 failures, then you will be in the top 1% of people. And guess what? The top 1% of people in society, they're the highest earners, the most successful people. So automatically you're successful. And tip number 3, if your product isn't selling, then we have to look at your weakest link. Your funnel is only as good as your weakest link. And your entire store, that's a funnel. And we haven't really talked about that, but it's basically just a marketing funnel. What that means is it is a way for you to get customers and to sell a product and to actually deliver something of value. So if you want to look at, why, you want to find out why your product isn't selling, try to find the weakest link. And what I mean by that, it can be anything, on your store. It can be your price. Maybe your price is too high. Maybe your pictures are not good enough. Maybe your sales page is just not good enough. It's not nice enough. And in that case, what I recommend you do is emulate your competitors' strategies and improve on them. In today's world, you can see everything that your competitors are doing, and you can see exact examples of success. So there's no excuse for you to just, basically give up. You can go and make everything work, right? And so what I recommend you do is if you're not selling, that's fine. Just do everything you can before moving on to the next store. Be honest with yourself, and you can always change the product. It's not the end of the world, right? You can always change the product, and every single failure is a learning lesson. Every single failure is a lesson, and actually failure is better than success in a way because it teaches you something. Success doesn't teach you anything. You're just successful, and that's it. That's awesome. You build on it, but it doesn't really teach you much. So that's why I recommend you go smooth and slow. You don't try to rush this. And what I recommend is even if you don't make your first sale in the first 14 days trial, just sign up for the plan. It's $29 a month. Sign up for 1 month of it and really, really try. I would say give yourself at least 2 months. 2 months, just try for 2 months. And, for those of you out there who are really, really dedicated, 3 months minimum. And I guarantee if you can stay there for 3 months, you will succeed and you will have a profitable store that you can then scale to the hundreds of thousands and millions and tens of millions. And another tip, focus on the back end. If you're not making sales on the front end, or if you're not profitable on the front end, and we talked about this, so let's say that you're making sales from your Facebook ads and they're not profitable, then focus on the back end. Focus on making your email sequences great, your SMS sequences great, your Facebook Messenger sequences great with Recart. Doing just those things alone, just optimizing the back end and really focusing on refining how my store works in the system and the emails that get sent out and all the automations has made me hundreds of thousands of dollars extra because a lot of Shopify store owners underestimate the power of the back end. So make sure you focus on the back end as well as your front end. And also keep yourself updated. Never stop learning. Millionaires never stop learning, and that's why they're where they are in life. So what I recommend you do is watch free content on YouTube and Google. There's a lot of great content. And also watch my videos. There's a lot of amazing videos. I put out a video almost every single day. I put out videos 5 times a week because my life mission is to build the greatest platform for online education to e-commerce, to wake up as many people as possible in the world to the massive opportunities with online business. And also check out the links below this video. There's a ton of useful links there, and I'm always updating it with the most up-to-date links that will help you out as someone who's starting out with Shopify. Now, when I was starting out in online business, one of the most valuable things that I could have had was a mentor, someone who I could, check my product with, or someone who I could run my strategy by, or someone who could tell me whether my price was right, or whether the way I was advertising my product on Facebook was correct, or whether my ads look good, and basically anything, because there's so many questions and you can easily get lost. And so my personal mentorship program, the Shopify Freedom course, is open right now. I'm taking students for personal mentorship, and you're going to be able to send me a message personally on my Facebook. And even though I'm very busy, I'm able to answer students every single day within 24 hours, and you can go and have your products checked with me, you can have your ads checked with me, and I'm going to be there along along with you on your journey, and you're also going to get 100 plus videos with every single step that I've learned personally and that it works for me in my Shopify business. And this entire training is updated every 2 weeks. So the link is down below. I'm closing the personal mentorship spots in the Shopify Freedom course. So if you want to have access to that, join our community. There's an amazing community as well, and we're helping each other out every single day. And I have a lot of successful 6-figure and 7-figure store owners. So the link is down below for the Shopify Freedom training. And finally, subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and comment down below. I'm going to respond to every single comment that is posted on this video because I truly want you to succeed, and I want to help you achieve your dreams. So comment down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.